offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRIEND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Do you plan to travel, work part-time, or move somewhere warmer when you retire? At Edward Jones, we understand that no two retirement paths are the same. Contact your local financial advisor today.
In Baton Rouge, call Robert Hodgson. In Prairieville, call David Commander. And in Central, call Chris Baker.
Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Thursday, August 1st. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 96. In hour one of today's show, we'll talk some LSU football, and we'll give you the latest update from the Olympics. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome in, brand new OTB, August 1st, guys. We are into August. It is the opening of LSU training camp. We got some BK sound from the Rotary Club yesterday. Football season, baby. We are back. NFL kind of back today. Even though, I don't know, what's y'all's experience with the Hall of Fame game? To me, it's one of those things where I tend to like the idea of it more than the actual game itself. I have some very positive memories of being in college and being in training camp when the Hall of Fame game would go down and watching it, and that always being kind of fun because maybe you have a teammate or somebody that you played with the year before getting some time. But how much Hall of Fame game do you think you're actually going to watch tonight?
Taylor's probably going to watch all four quarters.
If anybody would in the room, he would be. He's at minus odds. He is.
We can skip me unless I'm busy doing something tonight. I'm watching all four quarters.
Did you see
all four quarters?
Yes.
All
probably.
Four
I did last year.
There's this guy, Oscar McFadden, that played for Old Dominion, and man, he's really good. And I think he's going to make the team. He's going to have a take.
Now,
are you quick off the line?
Are you watching? Are you watching it, or is it background noise? What do you like?
I typically watch it. Problem is, Caleb Williams, they said he's not playing tonight, which I kind of wanted to get my first look at Caleb.
Not tell you which team.
Bro, camp started 5 days ago.
No, I get it.
CJ Stroud's not playing either, if I had to guess.
No, but I mean,
which is funny because all the marketing
actual games.
Yeah, and it's funny because all the marketing features CJ Stroud and Caleb Williams.
Well, then I imagine DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, they're probably not playing either. Stephon Diggs.
It feels like less and less the starters play. If you're in the Hall of Fame game, especially because it's so soon, it feels like you see less and less of the people. But maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We'll definitely get a Caleb Williams Bear Claw sighting, if nothing else, which I like the Bear Claw. I think it's cool. If he's really good, it could be really cool. Jake, what's up, man? How we feeling today?
Feeling good. Feeling good. Like you said, it is August 1st. Anytime you start talking about that and Rotary clubs, it's football season.
Damn, yeah, man. It's kind of crazy. It's a bittersweet as summer's almost over, which is great in some ways, Shout out to all the teachers out there. I think I'm ready to hand my kids back off to you, and best of luck. But it's sad in some ways, right? Pool season coming to an end, man. Alondra, what's up? How we feeling today?
I'm feeling good. Taylor kind of already annoyed me this morning, so already over it.
We're going to get him with a good TikTok trend, but he's chronically online, and so, of course, he was already aware of it.
Yeah. And you know what? I had that fear because, I know that he gets on TikTok a lot.
He's a talker.
He's a talker. So, and I only knew about this because my sister, my young 19-year-old sister, sent it to me.
Damn.
And I was like, I kind of don't get it, but I find it hilarious. And I pulled it on 2 other people in this building, and it's the funniest thing. I'll show you.
Is there anywhere anybody can watch that online right now? Is it on
I haven't put it up anywhere.
Oh wow. Okay.
No.
Okay. Well,
you could have got me.
I haven't told you what it is yet.
Dude, that'd be hard to pull off now, though.
I know.
Anyway, so it sounds like everybody's doing well today. That's great. Tay-Tay's having a bit of senioritis. He's got a bachelor party to get to.
Yeah.
For another trip? Where are you going?
No. Dude, it's summer, baby. Cook.
Where are
Let my guy
going?
cook. They're going to Houston, the lake for a
I'm
bachelor
talking
party.
to him. I'm talking to him.
1,
Hold on.
2,
Where's he going?
All 3 people in this room have been out more recently than me.
Hey,
so.
I'm
not judging you for leaving.
Get out of here.
I'm just going to.
Where are you going?
My buddy's going to Houston for the weekend for his bachelor trip.
I mean, when someone goes to catch roller coasters in Cleveland, or wherever it is you went,
Sandusky.
I'm excited to see where you're going.
Sandusky.
It is true. Sandusky.
So
I mean, nobody's ever been to Sandusky from Baton Rouge outside of you.
We're 15 minutes outside of Houston, I guess. Houston, Katy.
I know where Katie's at.
Katie's.
Yeah.
We're in like a lake house
football program.
Yeah.
I've never been in. I don't think I've ever been in Sandusky. I think the problem was Sandusky was in. Let's go. Actually, you know what?
The problem is it's in Ohio.
Let's get to the. It's in Ohio. She's right. It's like Bailey taught us. Ohio's not cool.
No, it's not.
According to the youth. All right, so we got a fun show planned today. A lot of LSU talk. I have DA sound. We won't play it though. You're lucky. We're doing some Chase Young sound. And we got a day 7 practice report, but we got BK and everything else. And let's get to it. Let's get to our start off the show with a brand new sponsor. Let's get to our story of the day here.
It's time to get to work, courtesy of Tiger Labor and Staffing, where they can help you take care of screening, training, payroll, and more. Now, for starters.
Yeah, man, look, if you're looking for light industrial construction, warehousing, manufacturing, even clerical employees, Tiger Labor and Staffing is for you. It's pretty incredible. We talked to Reed yesterday, locally owned, been around since 2013. I would describe it as a true turnkey service. Okay, so if you are a business owner and you need someone today, they got you. If you are looking for work, you get in there at 5:30, you put in your resume, and you'll be entered in the pool. And guess what? If things work out, maybe it ends up being permanent. The bottom line is that, like I said, screening, training, payroll, they take care of everything, Tiger Labor and Staffing. All right, guys, to me, the biggest story of the day, the Olympics continuing on, and our guys, TK and us versus China with the group on the line. 3 p.m. Central this afternoon. Zhu Shen and Jian Jianao going against Taryn Cloth and Kristen Nuss right now in the group. China and Australia both 1-1. Of course, TK and Nuss are 2-0. If they win, they win the group. If they lose, well, then you have a ton of different tiebreakers to decide how this thing comes out. So I cannot wait to watch them dominate again today.
Yeah, I mean, dominate is right. They haven't lost a set yet. As Taylor pointed out, I think it was yesterday, they have won both matches in straight sets, and they are completely dominating the competition. And, look, today to win the group, that would obviously be big for them. They are now one of the favorites. What are they, up to number 2 in the world?
Yeah, they're number 2 in the world now.
All right, so, I mean, they're going to be expected to make that run, and it's been a lot of fun to just watch their journey as they started here at LSU and they started to get on the radar. And every time, we did a segment leading off the show, they were in it. It's wild to think. Well, first off, it's wild to think that even with these 2 great wins, right? You beat the same Aussie team that last time you had matched up with them in the tournament final, they smoked you. Even with these 2 great wins, it is kind of crazy to think that it's still just group stage. Yeah.
And then from here, 16 teams advance, and that's when you get into your single elimination, right? So there's still, this is the beginning of a very long road to have to climb. And it's kind of wild, though, because, well, it's been a very long road. Chris and us was talking to the media yesterday. He said, quote, "I feel like our journey to this point has just been absolute craziness. We've been traveling around the world for the past 2.5 years, so we've definitely had many travel adventures. You have to take it in stride." They're actually being asked about, they got caught in all the computer malfunction nonsense trying to get to the Olympics.
Yeah.
So they ended up having to leave the airport, get to Lafayette, rent a car there, drive to Houston, manage to finally get to Paris. Quote, "We just kept saying the entire time, we are going to the Olympics. And just saying it gave us such grace and excitement. We knew we would get there. The first couple of days were definitely a little more hectic than it would have been. But again, we're at the Olympics and we're just super excited. I think the first match, we had a lot of jitters. So hopefully with every game, we just keep settling in more and more." And again, that's what I'm talking about, man. This is a long haul here. So you have 24 teams in the tournament. You're going to have your 6 winners, 6 runner-ups from the group stage. They will all advance. Then you have 2 of your top third place teams. So now we're up to 14. And then the remaining 4 teams will play against each other, and the 2 winners in the lucky loser round will advance to single elimination. But to show you that one snap and clear is not just football, here's what Kristen Nuss said before Wednesday's practice session. "Nothing changes. Our focus is on our side of the net. I think coming into this tournament, it was just about getting through each game, taking it one by one, since each one would be so pressure filled." So there you go. Nuss saying, look, man, we just got to take this thing point by point, game by game, and let the chips fall where they may. Can't wait. It's going down this afternoon. What time did I say? 3 p.m.?
3, right?
Yep, 3 p.m. Central. USA versus China. Kid TK and Nuss get it done. What else y'all looking forward to at the Olympics today or yesterday?
I mean, Katie Ledecky.
I was about to say, her dominance
She's
is
so
just
dominant.
Incredible.
Yeah. And I was listening, the announcers last night were saying she's not 1, she's not 2, she's number 1. Michael Phelps is incredible too, but no one has been as dominant as Katie Ledecky has been in this sport.
She tied Jenny Thompson for the most gold medals ever by a female swimmer with 8. I think they have the overall tie for total medals as well. She can make it 9 today with the 4x200 relay. Her, Phelps, they're both maybe the greatest Olympians of our time. How about the young cat out of France, Léon Marchand, starting to make a name for himself as well. If you haven't seen the highlights of the French crowd going insane as he said, how about this? How's this for an Olympics, guys? So he came in, he knew he was going to do 4 events. He's done 3. He has 3 gold medals and 3 Olympic records. Not bad for a 22-year-old on the home soil with an entire country rooting him on. He did 2 yesterday alone. 2 gold medals, 2 Olympic records, and some are calling it one of the greatest maybe single-day performances that any Olympian has ever had. So the pool's definitely been heating up, giving us a lot of great stories. You know what's kind of crazy about that? He goes to Arizona State. Do you imagine what it's going to be like going back to Arizona State after you just snagged 3, maybe even 4, depending on how he finishes up, 4 gold medals at the Olympics, set all these records? I think you're going to do pretty well.
Imagine what it's like going to Arizona State anyways.
I know, right? That was always the thing, right? It's like the Barbie and Ken school full of just beautiful people. And you're already the hot French transfer student. Now are you kidding me? Shout out Léon.
Unlimited.
Léon Marchand. Simone Biles at 11:15 today, trying to complete her comeback journey. She'll be going, so the individual all-around competition is going down today. She is the heavy favorite to win gold. But, of course, in gymnastics, you are only ever one bad moment away. So let's see if she can kind of give herself that fairy tale ending, of some of which she's already had, obviously, with winning team gold and whatnot. And then finally, I thought this was an interesting little blurb, interesting and depressing. Do you remember LSU sprinter Favour Ofili? She was great a few years ago. She was part of those. I think they had the national championship teams. But she was supposed to run in the 100-meter for Nigeria. And she just got told yesterday, she's supposed to run Friday. She just got told yesterday she can't run because she wasn't registered in time. Whatever Nigerian sporting governing body was supposed to take care of the paperwork literally did not. the ultimate missed the email. And so now she cannot run in the 100-meter. Of course, she's saying that, like, look, man, these groups failed to enter my name. If we can't find who's responsible and punish them, then, like, these groups can't be trusted. The Nigerian sports minister is saying that those responsible be found and face sanctions. And for Ofili, she's hoping she still gets to compete in the 200 and the 4x100. I think she should be registered in time there. But yeah,
happen?
God, can you imagine, dude?
And how can the Olympics be not like, all right, you qualified for this? Like, okay, we'll find a way.
I don't know. These are questions above my pay grade.
Stupid.
Just absolute heartbreak, dude. You train your entire life for something and a clerical error, somebody being lazy, or, at worst, how would you say, like, at best, just like kind of bumbling and lazy and unorganized. At worst, devious, right? Like if somebody maybe did this purposefully for some reason. So I don't know. Sucks for Ofili.
So this is obviously once every 4 years. Like, I can't even imagine being told I couldn't play in a regular season game.
Yeah.
Because of something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I would have been mad if I had to miss a game against Auburn. Much less every 4 years with a chance to win a gold medal.
Cannot fathom. Still, we know she wasn't going to win gold anyway.
It's very true.
But still, that's not the point. But I am excited to watch Sha'Carri get underway this Friday in the 100 meters and watch our girl start her or finish her own comeback tale. All right, when we get back here on OTB, Brian Kelly meeting with the public, speaking on balance. And I want to get to his comments, and I want to explore that idea of balance a little bit. So if you want to get involved in today's show, youtube.com/1045 ESPN. That's the channel where you can get in the bike for it. YouTube chat, hang out, talk, whatever. And just keep it locked right here. More Off the Bench coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Pinnacle Exterior Construction, guys. Go to PECbuilt.com. That's PECbuilt.com. The reason why I'm always telling you about the website is because I want you to get eyes on their work, okay? Whether it's the pools, the outdoor living areas, the outdoor kitchens, any size or type of fence, bulkheads, pergolas, the turf that they can install in your home. Okay, here's how I would say it. The customer service and the process is all great. Obviously, right? You wouldn't reach the levels of success they had if they weren't. But to me, the artisanship just blows you away. And you're going to see why you want to go to Pinnacle. It's just unmatched, guys. So head over to PECbuilt.com today.
Yeah, like T-Bob said, go check out the website, see what they can do for you residential, what they can do for you commercially as well. Great gallery of their work. PECbuilt.com, PECbuilt.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
So you can evolve beyond your injury and reach your full potential. Schedule your appointment today at evolvept.com. Evolve Physical Therapy, Highland at Starring Lane.
Yo, Jacob and T-Bob here. And look, we've been talking about the All-Star Toyota rentals for a while. We wanted to remind you about them.
First, if your car is in service with them, they have daily rental rates starting at $5 per hour for a minimum of 2 hours.
Second, you can try before you buy with an extended test drive.
Third, they have daily, weekly, and monthly rentals with flexible plans and competitive rates. You can rent a new Toyota for as little as $60 per day.
Check out their website at allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com/rental. People you know, cars you trust, All-Star Toyota.
Jake and James here from Trash Rangers of Louisiana.
We all know trash stinks, and it stinks even more in the summer.
If you're a business owner or manager, the last thing you want is for your parking lot smell to keep a customer from coming in.
That's why you should call us, Trash Rangers. We're locals that are ready to handle your commercial trash pickup today.
Go to trashrangersllc.com to switch your commercial service. That's trashrangersllc.com.
Do you plan to travel, work part-time, or move somewhere warmer when you retire? At Edward Jones, we understand that no two retirement paths are the same. Contact your local financial advisor today.
In Baton Rouge, call Tyler Juneau. In New Roads, call Dean Martin. And in Gonzales, call Gene Fremo.
Edward Jones, member SIP.
Join me for a Thursday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show presented by Rouse's. I'll be at LSU's practice in the morning. A full report to follow on the show, and Luke Johnson joins us from out in Irvine talking black and gold. Hunt Palmer Show 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Balance. Right? For Star Wars fans, I wish y'all could see what I'm doing. I'm actually like so locked into this tree pose right now. It's insane. I'm on one leg, knee firmly against the thigh, whatever. But for Star Wars fans, something that the Force is always trying to achieve, right? Balance between light and dark. Well, LSU, throughout this offseason, has been talking about balance from a football perspective. It's a term that Brian Kelly's been using throughout the summer, throughout the spring, throughout camp. And I think it's like all things that Kelly tends to do. I think it's pretty shrewd and purposeful in that it's easy. Look, surface level, yes, obviously, like their balance is just like, yeah, well, you were so out of whack last year.
Yeah.
The offense is incredible. The defense was god-awful. Like, for as good as the offense was, in a weird way, it kind of was balanced, right? It's like Full Metal Alchemist, the law of equivalent exchange. Like, the offense was so good that it just took the power from the defense, and they were so bad. So when Brian Kelly talks about it, though, it's not just saying the defense is also going to get better. It is kind of also heading off maybe some more realistic expectations for the offense. But the thing is, even though the offense like will take a step back, certainly. It's just, I mean, it'd be near impossible not to. It'd be
you
shocked
can't
if
go
it didn't.
forward. They were number one.
Yeah, exactly, right? So the offense will take a step back, right? But you will end up with a better team overall, potentially, if they fulfill what we think they could be. Because, I mean, look, ultimately football is the team game. It's a weak link sport. It's not like basketball where one player makes up 20% of the players on the court at any time. It's a weak link sport. It makes about 9%, right? You are only as strong as your weakest link. And last year, LSU's weakest link might as well have been wet tissue paper. It's not a good base to build upon. So as we start this new football season, balance is the word, the key, and the goal, I think, to them achieving their goals. Let's just kick it off with Brian Kelly 1 here, because I think this is a pretty bold statement. Here's Coach BK talking about how summer training went.
This summer put together one of the best that I've seen in probably 15 years of training, commitment. when you talk about football teams and what you expect from them, you expect personal accountability to each other, and doing that on a day-to-day basis. This is one of the most accountable football teams that I have seen in my time as a head football coach going on 33 years. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to win the national championship. I'm sorry. But I will tell you, those are great things that lead to championship teams.
Some pretty bold words from a guy who's done this for a very long time. Best summer training in 15 years. And the accountability portion of it's interesting, Jake, because he's been talking about accountability since day one. It's the entire idea behind the process, creating accountable daily positive habits. And when you combine a process, something that has to bake over time, with the fact that he's always taking these leaps in year number 3, I think he seems more confident this preseason than he did last preseason by a pretty wide margin.
Year number 3 is always the most important for any coach, but also when he took over this job, there was a lot of things that were changed.
Yeah.
And, there wasn't a lot of carryover, right? And so you were starting basically from scratch. Just think about from where he took over the Texas Bowl against Kansas State to game number 1 against Florida State, how much change they had. And I think over the last year and a half, they've had some change trying to figure out maybe the perfect equation for where they want the program to be. And when you say a little bit more comfortable and kind of realizing what they have, I think that this is the first time since he's been here that they've got all the pieces that they want aligned. Now, again, like you said, that doesn't mean you're going to win a national championship, but there was so much change, and change LSU football just hadn't seen. Think about the coaches that have been here through, and the people around the building that have been here through 3 different head coaches. And it was the first time that you were changing in 20-something years.
Yeah.
And so it was going to take a while for all that to kind of come together. Everybody to feel comfortable with each other and feel like you're going in the same direction. And I think for the first time, having him on the show at Media Days and just kind of seeing him over the last couple of weeks and months, I think you can tell it's a football program that feels like, okay, we now have who we're going to go to battle with here for a long time. So yes, exactly right here. And let's take a look at what Brian Kelly's done in his year 3s. Central Michigan year 1 was 4-7, year 2, 6-5. Then all the way up to 9-4 after that. At Cincinnati, they started pretty damn good to begin with. They went 10-3, 11-3, but then 12-0 in year number 3. And Notre Dame, 8-5, 8-5, 12-1. And here at LSU, you've seen a very similar start. 10-4, 10-3. What happens now? Right? Is that 11-2? Is it 11-3, with a playoff loss? 12-3 with a playoff win and a playoff loss? There's, who knows, right? But in keeping with what he's done up to this point in his career, they would make a jump right now. And speaking of the confidence that he now has, I think anybody who's been playing NCAA or anybody who's coached football, having the O-line like LSU does would give you, it would help you to sleep well at night. Here's BK on his O-line setting the tone.
Guys like Will Campbell and Emory Jones that started as true freshmen lead an offensive line that is poised to be, in my estimation, one of the best, if not the best, in the country. And when you're talking about football and you're talking about putting together a great offensive football team, you always start with offensive line. And to have both of those guys back for a 3rd year and knowing that they started as true freshmen, and then 2 other starters, knowing that offensive line is going to set the tone for us, that's a great place to start.
It all starts up front, and nobody's better up front. How about this? Brian Kelly, Jake, saying that this year you will see the true greatness of Percules.
Everybody likes to start with, Harold Perkins, and I think Harold is a great place to start, but he's a guy now that has really, matured to the level physically where we're going to see the true greatness in a player that can play inside and can play outside. He's over 225 pounds. He's physically fit and able to play the position the way he can play it at this level and dominate. And it's going to be fun to watch him play.
I might be reading too much into things, or maybe I'm just too hopeful, Jake, but to me, that sounds like a coach who has watched Blake Baker work with Harold Perkins, knows how Blake Baker wants to use Harold Perkins, and is very excited to get to watch that on game days coming up here in less than a month.
Yeah, so I want to hit on both points. I think for Harold Perkins and Blake Baker, I think Blake Baker's the thing that he is the best at is his connection to his players and getting the most out of his players. We have seen it here. We've seen it at Missouri. We saw it at Miami. We saw it at Louisiana Tech. Anywhere he's ever been, that is something that he certainly gets done. And this is a player that if he's fully engaged, fully locked in, which it sounds like he is with his physical appearance, with his mental aspect of playing so many different positions and trying to hone in on all the things they're asking him to do, that's a very good sign. And we have seen Blake Baker take guys that are physical freaks like a Damone Clark and get the absolute most out of them. And that's why Damone Clark is a starting middle linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys. And then for the offensive line, like that was something that he said, it's like the first day, I think, when he went in the Lawton room and had the press conference when he got named coach, like we are going to build from the inside and the offensive line. And he said it like 3 times that day. Well, he's got that. He has got an offensive line that has the best player, I think, in college football in Will Campbell. He's got Emory Jones, the top 5 tackle across the country. He's got Dellinger and Frazier, who probably have
100 starts between them. Not really, but kind of.
Like at least 80. Like I was going to go 80.
You think 80?
I think probably
That's
80.
a lot. 40 apiece is a lot. But at least 60. I'll go at least 60.
Somewhere between 60 and 80.
Yeah.
But still, you got to think Miles Frazier started before he got here at FIU.
Yeah,
so like he's got those starts.
That's true.
I mean, DJ Chester's new for sure, and it's at the most important position as far as the calls and different things that you're doing.
Yeah, but having those vets on either side,
exactly. So I was about to say,
a million times easier.
When you got 2 guys, it's just like being on like the punt team.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting there and I'm lined up at whatever tackle, and I know I got a wing right here, I got a guard right here, I might have a bad what in front of me, but I'm like, there's not a lot you can do, right? If I just hold my ground, there's not same thing with center position, and they're going to help him out. And so it's the best that he's had. It's one of the best in LSU football history in the preseason. Now, we're talking about 03, 07, 11. You got some really good offense at 19. When you've had a championship team, you've had a really good offensive line. This one, though, might be the best of them all.
Yeah, I personally think it is. I've
certainly as far as pro prospects.
I think the only one that would maybe come close is a line that had maybe Witt, Wilkerson, Peterman, Reed. Would they have all been on the same line somewhere in that 02, 03 range? Like those are a ton of NFL guys right there, but normally that's not been the case at LSU.
No first rounders. I mean, Whitworth's one of the best to do it, but you're going to have 2 first rounders.
Yeah.
In this group, minimum.
Yeah. And then finally, let's close out this segment with BK speaking on, imagine this, balance.
Offensively, defensively, special teams, all together, this will be a better football team on balance. And in this league, you better be. It's an incredibly deep league in the SEC and a schedule, as you know, that we start off in Las Vegas.
It's all about that first game, bro. All about that first game. Have you seen the Cody Worsham USC propaganda machine cranking up? He's showing all these shirtless pictures of young, hard-bodied lads from USC who are getting bigger and bigger with their new strength coach.
Cody Worsham.
Yeah.
Cody Worsham. I can't put a face to a name.
He lost his way. He took his hand. He took the emperor's hand. And yeah. He was tweeting out yesterday, Reggie Bush's Heisman's back at USC. And then whoever runs the T-Bot Hebert account had a very funny post about Cody switching out OJs for Reggie's to trick them into thinking that never gone anywhere. All right. There's a couple comments that I want to get to, but we're going to respect the clock here. We'll go to break. When we get back, we'll continue to talk LSU here at the open of camp. We still going to get the Saints camp day 7. What happened in practice? A couple of injuries starting to pile up. Some big Saints news for one of the all-time greats. Keep it locked right here on 104.5 ESPN.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Coleman Roof. That's Coleman Roofing and Construction. ColemanRoof.com is the website. And if you get on the website, you request a free inspection right there. It's your name, your email, your phone, and a little blurb about how they can help. Press submit, and you are good to go. And I don't care where you're at, man. If anywhere in Louisiana, that's why we say complete, right? Because it's any size project, commercial, residential. It's any type of roof. It's anywhere in the state or really the Gulf South region. So what are you waiting for? Check out the reviews online. You need anything, roof, construction. They do the interiors as well. It's ColemanRoof.com.
When you go to the website, we always tell you, look for that contact information because throughout the state of Louisiana, commercial, residential, they can help you. Like commercially, like if you're listening to us up in North Louisiana, you've got a big job. Trust me when I say Coleman Roof can handle that. The thing we always tell you, it is truly a one-stop shop, right? They can fix the interior, they can fix the roof, they can literally do it all. Check them out online, ColemanRoof.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR from Tallulah inside the Renaissance Hotel. LSU opens up fall camp. I'll be in that number. We'll have a full camp report for you. So join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Oh, man. This This vibe. What song? I don't know what song this is, but it kind of reminds me. I watched Lost in Translation last night for the first time ever. Y'all ever seen that? I think it's Sofia Coppola directing. Bill Murray and ScarJo. It's from 2003.
No,
I remember it being a very big deal at the time. I never saw it. And I was in a kind of like angsty old man mood, a little emotional and whatnot.
You gotta watch Lady Bird when you're in a mood like that.
I would love to watch Lady Bird sometime. I grew up with 2 older sisters, and I would say at times the relationship, with my older sisters and my mom was a bit tense.
Yeah.
So I feel like Lady Bird would be very real to watch.
Yeah.
I said Lost Translation was as well. It was really good.
I'll have
It
to
was
check it
really,
out.
really good.
What's it on?
4.5 out of 5. Max.
Okay.
I don't know if Max still has the Turner Classic Movies like they used to. It doesn't seem like they do, which is a huge bummer because I used to love diving in there, but they still got a bunch of they got a bunch of classics in there. And that was one that I just kind of stumbled into last night and was so pleased. And I'm actually glad I didn't see it when I was younger because I would not have, I don't think it would have landed nearly as much as now being like an old man.
I'm still in my pirate stories on Black Sails.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Still in there. Season 3. Just started season 3. It's 4
Again,
seasons.
it's all, it's like it's mood watching. Like I said, I was a little angsty last night. I wanted something a little emotional.
Yeah.
And it checked that box for sure.
I started watching the Hard Knocks off season last night.
I just
the
don't
clips of that have
ever
been
watch
great.
Hard
Yeah.
Knocks, dude. I know.
I like Joe Shane.
I like his kid telling him that he needs to draft Jane Daniels because you only get this job once. Don't screw it up. He seems cool. That is, but it's got to be weird to be Joe Shane. I guess. But ownership gets this right. Like his fate's not tied to Daniel Jones. They understand that he's kind of. Is it Dave Gettleman who ended up going with Jones? Right? He's dealing with Gettleman's sins. I don't know. The real problem is just ever hiring for the New York Giants. Because how you could hire Dave Gettleman in this era or who was their old goofy head coach with the hair?
Ben McAdoo.
Oh,
What?
Ben McAdoo.
Yeah, Ben McAdoo. Or how you could hire somebody that hair. It really does bother
Right, he
the
would have came in
mind.
with that haircut. I've been like, man, I don't know you, but kindly leave. Get up out of here.
Watch Your Mouth says, does Max still show softcore? No, you're thinking of Cinemax. Max is the HBO streaming spinoff there. I'm sure there's all the taxi cab confessions that your heart could hope for in the on-demand section.
I hadn't thought about Skinamax.
Yeah, Skinemax, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. Hey, so LSU reported for camp yesterday, and we got a video. Here's what it looked like.
Welcome back, everybody. It's go time.
Game time, baby.
I want our team to not have any distractions for 10 days. No distractions. We are focused on football. We are focused on developing our football team during this time period. This is about if you want to be part of what we're doing and you want to be part of the championship football team, this is go time. This is about getting a championship. And in this league, this is the time to do it.
BK looks like he's in good shape, man.
Yeah.
Looking skinny right there,
I
dude.
told him immediately. I'm like, man, what you got going on, bro? What you doing?
Look, it's so funny, man. That's so different than a lot of coaches that I've played for, right? Very, very matter of fact, not over the top, emotionally yelly. Just look, man. We've instilled our culture, our process in these next 10 days. No distractions. Put the blinders on. We are all football 24/7, and we are going to, easy bake oven this team and get us ready to go.
Easy bake oven.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that in a minute, huh? You remember the little boy equivalent where you could make like worms and spiders and stuff?
No.
Does anybody remember that? Creepy crawlers?
Shoot,
I don't remember that.
I remember the Easy Bake Oven.
One of my boys
Never
got
used
one
it.
where they made cakes and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
they were like, "Oh, you ain't gonna buy me cake? Okay, I'm gonna go make it."
So they got an Easy Bake Oven, it sounds like.
Yeah, no, they do. It's
I used to have the
the
creepy
blue
crawlers.
version. That matters.
But yeah, look, I so many memories flooding through as they're putting on their cleats and snapping up the helmets, getting fitted and everything, knowing you're about to be living in that gear.
Yeah, my forehead hurt trying on a new helmet.
Yeah. Okay, let's get back to some more Brian Kelly sound here. What do you say about the D-line? Alondra, let me hear it.
a defensive line that at many times last year people talked about the inability for them to hold up. You're going to see, I think, the kind of depth and a number of players that got a chance to play a little bit last year that this year will really come into their own from a defensive perspective. And I'm excited to watch them play for us and continue to show.
And then finally here, this is Brian Kelly and dealing with expectations, right? And the fact that you've gone 9-3 the last couple of years. Is 9-3, this is going to be Kelly 8. Is 9-3 good enough?
Last year we were 9-3 in the regular season. We would have been just on the outside looking in. So I think if you look at it in the perspective of where you need to be one of those 12 teams, 9-3 was probably not good enough to get in. You're probably going to need to be a little bit better than that. And maybe don't give up 50-something points to one of your teams that you play, and you're in the playoffs. And we don't plan on doing that again.
Oh, man, BK sneaky funny. So, look, not shying away from anything. Straight up being like, yeah, we got to be 10-2 or better.
Yeah.
So, I love it. Matter of fact, that's somebody who's comfortable because they've been on the job for decades. They have a very good contract where their job's not in trouble. Like, yes, he's being very honest with where their head's at in terms of goals going into the season.
Yeah, and you look at, trying to find 10 wins. We all play the schedule game, and it can get a little tricky because you're not quite sure where everyone's going to be when you play them. But look, the fact is LSU plays 8 SEC teams and 2 Big Ten teams. However you want to say that looks like, I mean, that's a schedule that is going to, be difficult to get 10 wins.
It's one that is sneakily, maybe when you zoom in, easier than what it looks on the surface, but that doesn't matter because if you and another 10-2 resume are being put next to each other for a final spot, it's going to be like, hey, we played 10 Power 4 teams.
Where, Ohio State's going to be there, we think. Ohio State doesn't play a Power 4 team outside of the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Like, not one. Yeah. So if
and they play 9 conference games for whatever that's worth, but still.
Say for whatever reason they lose at Oregon and they lose at Penn State. Talking about Ohio State.
Yeah.
And you're both 10-2. You're going to look at, this one didn't play a single Power 4 team at a conference. This other one, they played USC in the opener. They played UCLA.
Yep.
And depending on where UCLA's at, but still, it's like that's 2 teams out of that team's conference.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, even if those teams don't maybe, like USC doesn't live up to what they could be, I still think that plays.
All right, let's close out hour 1 next here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get Gordon. It's what can we say instead of it's morphin' time? It's lawyering time. We'll work it out.
Suing.
It's Gordon time. Suing time might be maybe a little on the nose, but I like where your head's at. Again, guys, get the G team, put them in Power Rangers costumes, and have Gordon's face as Gordon. Okay, like come on.
But got to play a lot of royalties for the Power Rangers.
Yeah, no, but you just you change, you don't really, you don't do exact. Yeah, no.
You get we got Power Rangers at home.
Dun 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 dun. Instead of dun 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 dun. Little upbeat.
Like Vanilla Ice
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was looking for. What you're looking for is Gordon McKernan Injuries Attorneys. 225-888-8888. You need somebody who's going to stand up. The big insurance companies get you what you deserve. You get in an accident, you get Gordon, you get it done. Get Gordon. GetGordon.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford. And tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $20,000 off the powerful Ram truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Pongin'. Watching ping pong on the television right now. And it's so good, dude. Every single point so intense. In recruit news, LSU flipped the linebacker Jaden Breaker from South Carolina. This is a cat.
Flip the breaker.
How did I not find that? Man, I feel like I'm pretty awake today too. Take a lap. Good job, Jake. Somebody has to carry the show. So this is a cat who seems to be kind of a late riser here. His offer list has continued to grow and get bigger and bigger. And when he got to South Carolina, he commits there. He gets LSU. Now he's committing here. He's from Georgia. 6'3", 215, Jake, but a speedster. And reportedly somebody that Blake Baker is very, very high on. So I continue to like the makeup of this LSU class where it has a ton of elite guys.
Yeah.
But they're not married to just whatever the star ratings are. Now, like one of my favorite lines in The Hobbit is when Bilbo, they're going through like kind of the daily eating habits of a hobbit. And he talks about filling in the corners. Now you're filling in the corners of this class with guys that you believe in that maybe the recruiting services aren't as high on, but you scout and you say, no, this guy fits exactly what I want. And from everything I read, it appears that Jaden Breaker is one of those guys.
Yeah, I think Coach Saban was really good when he used to do this.
Yep.
Now, of course, and somebody's listening, you got all the 5 stars. Yeah, he did. He built to that, and he did. But also he would fill in the roster with 3-star guys that he went and personally saw. Look, I was one of them.
Yeah.
Like I was a 2-star, I wasn't a 3-star, but like he would go to practice, he would watch practice, and if he was there to see the 5-star, but there was this other guy that was practicing, he's like, wait a minute, tell me more about that player. He would offer him a scholarship. And certainly those early LSU teams, early Alabama teams, it would be 2 or 3 of those kind of guys. And maybe it went away from that a little bit, but that's what he was really good at, because you can't just stargaze. You can't do it. Like, if you're just trusting a recruiting service to do your recruiting for you, you're not doing it the right way, because, one, they're going to miss some players. They're human, and there's a lot of high school players out there. Also, they don't know how that player would fit in your system and what you're trying to get done, but you do. You know what you need. You know what you're looking for. So I can appreciate a team going out and still signing 3, 4, 5, whatever that number might be, of those 3 stars. I don't even think they have 2 stars anymore, but 3-star guys that you feel like, okay, I don't think that this is the right evaluation, and I know they can help us. Maybe not next year. Maybe it's in 2 years.
Well, and it's one of those deals where, in terms of recruiting services, like the best guys, like the guys who are just kind of head and shoulders above, those are the easy guys to scout. So, like, of course, those are the guys that everybody's going to be like, this guy's awesome. Look, it's easy, right? But real coaching and scouting comes into finding, again, those hidden gems, and they're going to hope that Breaker can be one of them. Shout out to Jahri Evans, Saints great. Of course, he's helping out with the Saints coaching staff right now, but he is also officially going to be inducted into the Saints Ring of Honor November 17th against the Cleveland Browns. Of course, Jahri Evans from Division II Bloomsburg. Speaking of diamonds in the rough, you go from Division II Bloomsburg to a 4-time first-team All-Pro, 6 straight Pro Bowl, Super Bowl champion, 2010s All-Decade team, a 12-year vet. He started all 183 games he appeared in. He didn't miss a game for his first 7 years. Potential Hall of Famer here. And so he'll join Sam Mills, Will Smith, Tom Benson, Morton Anderson, Ricky Jackson, Archie Manning, and Willie Roaf in the Saints Ring of Honor. Very well earned for Jahri.
It is. I mean, gosh, what a great story to be able to come from. We're not talking about the FCS.
No.
Division II.
Is this like Towson? Is it, or lower? No, this is lower than Towson. Yeah. Wow.
Division II is like Valdosta State in Georgia.
Brian Finneran? Was he Valdosta? Am I making that up? It doesn't matter.
I'm trying to think. West Alabama is Division II.
And now he may end up in the NFL Hall of Fame. If nothing else, he's definitely ended up in the Saints Ring of Honor. All right, coming up to start next hour, we're going to kind of do what he does. We're going to talk a lot of college football around the country. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to K to Z window coverings, ktozblinds.com, ktozblinds.com, and check it out, guys. I want to talk about exterior shades, okay? Football is back. It's what we've been talking about. And maybe you have an outdoor kitchen that you've kind of made your happy space, right? And you love to grill and watch football while you're out there. You know what can make it even better? Just some drop-down shades at the click of a button. Cool you off. Take that glare off the television. I mean, Jake, you have this. Go to K to Z window coverings.
Yeah, and the thing that it's going to help you out, if you're trying to watch the game outside in your outdoor space, right, you drop it down, no glare on the TV, you change the temperature, and also, like, it's going to change a lot of the things inside of your home, right? For us, it cools down our living room, shades that TV as well. Multiple things it can do for you. Get that shade today from ktozblinds.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Thursday, August 1st. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 96. In hour 2 of today's show, we'll talk some college football from a more national perspective, and we'll talk some NFL as well. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now. Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
What howdy, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Hour number 2, cranking up. Football season is in the air, guys. That's right. Football season is upon us. Camps have been reported to. Yesterday, we did a full, lengthy rundown of the entire SEC. I don't think we'll do entire Big Ten here, but maybe. But we won't do it today. What we are going to start with today, this hour, though, will take us around the country as we want to look at all the Power 4 conferences, and we want to see, okay, what's one team that's maybe a bit overrated, who's getting too much love, and what's one thing that's potentially a bit overlooked, not getting enough love. And, well, I think it's going to be, I don't know what I'm saying right now. It's going to be great. I don't know what it, like, I should have just left it where it was, and then I just kept talking. I don't know, whatever. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. Which conference do you want to start in?
Let's go in alphabetical order.
What is that, the Big 12?
Big 10.
Just kidding. Well, no, we forgot about the ACC.
I know.
Oh, okay. Make sure we're on the same
Jake
page.
Jake did not forget about the ACC.
I know. I'm just kidding, ACC. I'm just kidding.
Well, it is weird.
Yeah, we'll start with the ACC.
I'm trying to figure out who's getting too much love in the ACC.
Oh, that one's easy.
Who do you think?
Oh, it's Miami.
Oh,
Miami is getting
far
too much love. I mean, my guy Phil Steele, who you know I love, he's got him as a top 10 team in the country. They were 7-6 a year ago. They were 5-7 the year before that. 7-5 the year before. I mean, that's just who Miami is right now. And I like Cam Ward. I really do. You're telling me, though, he's going to be the thing that can get you from 7-5 to 10-2? I like Damian Martinez from Oregon State. He's a really good player. I just don't see that for you. You have fooled me so many times into believing Miami's back. Miami's going to be this. Miami's going to be 7-6, 8-5. That's just kind of where they've lived. And I think Cam Moore's going to have a lot of ooh and ah plays. They are the same team outside of that, though. Those two players, basically, that they were.
I've got to take the reins of Miami today against Florida, against Aaron at 10:30 this morning, and I don't know. I'm not feeling great about it, dude. I don't know. One day I feel like I'm getting good at the game, and the next day I'm awful. But I agree. Obviously, Mario Cristofraud and Miami, the team that's getting way too much love. I guess just in my own head, I've already kind of written them off to the point where they weren't jumping out there. I'm a bit interested to see what FSU is this year. But I believe in them. Like Mike Norvell has shown me enough where I bet on Mike Norvell. But certainly, I mean, after the heartbreak of last year, that is a wound that FSU suffered that can go gangrenous, right? Like that's a level of wound that leaves a psychological and physical scar. And that sometimes, look, I'm a firm believer, LSU under Les Miles never recovered from the 2011 national championship. Remember, 2012, you got damn close again. You had the TJ Yeldon's green. You ended up not making it. And what everybody you have season? Everybody left. Everybody left. And it was all downhill from there. So if Mike Norvell can now maybe it's a bit different because obviously some of that was maybe like a lack of belief in the head man, whereas Mike Norvell seems to be the guy holding this all together. But if he can make Florida State damn good again, then I'll be then like his bona fides will be beyond reproach.
Yeah, because he's with Lane Kiffin as the portal king.
Yes.
He's doing deep dives and going to find players at the FCS level and making them first-round draft picks.
Very interesting with Florida State is a team that is maybe a bit overlooked. I think the very obvious one is Virginia Tech. With how strong they finished last year, and they returned the most, I believe the most in the country, production-wise.
They are the second most in the country, first in the ACC.
Okay, so second most returning production. They finished very hot last year. I think Virginia Tech could take a major step forward. But how about SMU? SMU's interesting to think about.
Because, they're pretty close to what you're talking about as far as, like, when you look at the experience chart, they are seventh in the country.
Really? I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
They won the AAC last year for the first time since 1984. But then how about this? They have the easiest Power 4 schedule in the entire country.
Yep.
Nobody has an easier P4 schedule. Their only ranked opponent is Florida State, and it's at home. So, like, SMU could end up with a really good record by year's end, and maybe even find themselves in like an ACC championship where if they win, they'll go to the playoff.
And get a bye.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So, I mean, SMU was like the team I really wanted to pick. I wanted to go with SMU because of all the things that you laid out there. 11-3, their schedule. I love Preston Stone at quarterback. Rhett Lashley feels like he should be the coach at SMU, and so they were probably team 1B for me, but I did go Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
I love Drones at quarterback. A dual threat guy can give you a lot of juice there. They do return all that production that we're talking about. I think Brent Pry understands that job, and you saw what they were. They were 3-8 in 22, 7-6 last year. I think they're a 9-3 football team this year. So again, like when we're picking a team like this, that does not mean that they're the favorite. No, this means that if the stars align and the moon shines right, they can make a conference championship game and potentially get to a college football playoff. We know they've got a fantastic home field advantage. They've got a game against Vanderbilt, so they're going to be favorites in that game. It's at home, and even if it is Vanderbilt, like for you can sell. You have an SEC opponent in the opening week, and there's a lot to like on their schedule as far as, Marshall, Old Dominion in the non-conference. Outside of that, you've got some games that are going to be in Blacksburg, like Clemson's going to be there. Rutgers is going to be at home. So I like Virginia Tech, man. I think they're going to be a 9-3 football team with a chance.
Top 4 ACC teams. Go. Clemson, FSU, obviously, but I don't know if it's FSU or Clemson first. Are we going FSU or Clemson first?
I would go, Clemson, Florida State.
Are we going to NC State? That's
No.
a team that I think always
I
ends up
know.
getting a bit too
God.
much love. Every time you
I
give
know.
yourself over to the pack, they always fall just
They
short.
always go 9-3.
Yeah, yeah.
I might go
Or
Virginia
8-4.
Tech 3.
I know. I'm kind of thinking about it. I think Virginia Tech's 3, maybe NC State 4, then SMU, or maybe SMU 4.
I think I go SMU 4, NC State 5.
Yeah.
NC State is going to be really solid, but what's really solid? Is it 8-4 with a nice victory? I just so
God, and
many
Peyton
times.
Wilson was so big too. When we talked to him, I was like, losing that guy sucks.
Yeah, he go to the Steelers.
I don't know.
I don't remember either, but yeah, he was a really good player, and they do lose some, but they get Grayson McCall. We'll see. Like, he hasn't been the same, right? I mean, you lose Chadwell, and you weren't the same quarterback. Let's see if he can find his way back. And so, yeah, I think Clemson, Florida State, Virginia Tech, SMU, and NC State, and we're not even talking about the team Louisville that played in the championship game last year.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of Louisville, actually, because I didn't. To be fair, all of Louisville's success kind of happened under my nose last year, and I didn't know what to make of them then.
Schedule was favorable for them, to say the least. They avoided a lot of the big ones.
They got the ass kicked by USC in that bowl game too.
Oh, yeah, that was. What was that, 42-28?
Yeah, I mean, it was Miller Moss just throwing it up over their heads. Hopefully, not what's going to happen here in a few weeks.
Louisville at Notre Dame, SMU at home, Miami at home, at Clemson, at Kentucky.
That's going to be tough. Yeah. But that's a game that Stoops has to win. As long as he keeps being Louisville, then that's like he'll be fine.
All right, so we both went with Miami.
Yeah.
In the fraudulent category, I went with Virginia Tech. You went with SMU.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go to Big 12 next. I want to say Big 10 because I want to get Taylor a link for when we do Big 10 on the next segment. But Big 12.
God, I love this one.
This is crazy because so many teams have pulses. So many teams are seemingly evenly matched. Is Utah getting too much love?
Never too much. Never too much. Now, you can pick them. It's your choice.
I don't know that I feel it's a weird situation where I don't know that I feel that anybody's clearly getting too much love. Like,
You talk to 7 people, you're going to get 5 different answers.
It's like, I believe in Lance Leipold and Jalen Daniels at Kansas. I love what we saw to Avery Johnson and Chris Cleveland at Kansas State. Obviously, Utah with Cam Rising finally coming back, Kyle Whittingham, and all the success that he's instilled there consistently. And Oklahoma State and Ollie Gordon and Mike Gundy.
And let me say, like, when we say this, it doesn't mean that they're a bad football team. It just means of the teams that are championship relevant, you can ask some questions, right? You got questions, maybe not concerns, but you got questions about them. So I'll start it off while you're thinking about if Utah is that team for you. The team I've got some questions about that I like is Kansas State. I love Chris Kleiman. I think he is a really good football coach. I think he wins no matter where he's at. You only return 4 starters on offense. I like Avery Johnson. I really do. I think he's a game changer. But Will Howard had some big moments in Manhattan.
Yeah, and you lose BB, that badass guard that they had last year.
You lose, let's see, 2 of your top 3 leading rushers. You lose your top 2 leading receivers. You lose your leading passer. So you lose a lot of production. All right. And you've got non-conference, you've got at Tulane, which is not going to be easy, and you've got Arizona, because I believe that is one of those, again, weird things where it's like it's a conference game, but they already had it scheduled, and so it's actually a non-conference game even though they're in the same conference. So 2 of your first 3 games being at Tulane and Arizona, then you go at BYU, then you go Oklahoma State. That's a pretty tough. Now you got UT Martin to start it off, but when you're
State's a great answer.
When you're trying to start over with some new,
the
last thing you want is to have to go down to New Orleans, Louisiana on September the 7th when it's as hot as the devil's lair. The air is so thick you could cut it with a knife, and you know Summerall's going to have that team fired up to an 11, and they are going to come after you play after play after play. You've got a young quarterback. Is that going to be too much for him?
I mean, Kansas State, you might actually be right there. I feel like UCF's getting a lot of love, and I don't know that I've seen
late love, right?
Like it's coming in here late, and they're like rated really good on the NCAA game, and maybe that's leading to part of it. Like, I don't know that UCF did anything particularly impressive last year. I like KJ Jefferson. Now, I mean, maybe KJ with Gus Malzahn becomes like something really special. I would say Colorado, but I don't know how much love Colorado's getting, right? Like, I think everybody thinks Colorado's going to kind of suck. Kind of the same deal with Arizona. I got massive questions about Arizona as they move on from Jedd Fisch, but they retain Noah Fafita and Tedero McMillan. But like, I don't know much about Brent Brennan, their new head coach. But so
he won the Mountain West at San Jose State. That's all I need to know about him.
Okay. So are you an Arizona believer?
That's my team that I'm choosing to be. The little dark horse candidate there.
I'll
in the Big
ride
12.
with you on Kansas State then, because I don't know enough about UCF to form a very cogent argument.
Yeah, the only thing UCF right now I think has for them is they have Harvey at running back, who was a stud last year. They also added Penny Boone from Toledo, who was the MAC Offensive Player of the Year. So the backfield with those two and KJ Jefferson is going to be really good. But I think that if you figure that out, you stack the box, can KJ Jefferson beat me throwing the football? And I don't think he can.
Speaking of being broken, Ollie Gordon in NCAA is so broken. Especially because at Oklahoma State, you can play tier 2 teams, and like he is just a cut above all those tier 2
And they giving it to him 50 times a game?
I mean, you should if you have Ollie Gordon, absolutely.
If you're trying to punish him,
and like competitive professional money leagues, apparently, Ohio State and Oklahoma State are banned because of how broken Gordon and Judkins are right now. All right. Big 12 team that's kind of a dark horse.
Again, quickly, I went with Arizona. Brent Brennan, by the way, cousin of Colt Brennan.
Oh.
Hawaii legend. Shout out. Rest in peace.
It's about what that does for me. Like, yeah, that's okay. That's badass.
Like I said, he was a head coach at San Jose State. We know how difficult it is to win there. And they won a Mountain West Conference championship. I think is a good coach, but I think the thing he did the best was retain the two players, McMillan and Noah Fafita. How in the world did they not end up in the portal? You know what I mean? Like, those two players would have broke the bank.
Well,
somebody would have paid both those players some big dollars.
They probably broke the bank, right? I mean, I think it became a situation where Arizona boosters are probably like, hold on now. We finally just had a fun football season. And Jedd Fisch, you're leaving. You're trying to take everybody with you. Like, no, we are retaining. And for those that don't know, because to be fair, I didn't really know about Tedero McMillan until I was trying to find guys who were going to be ranked until I was trying to find guys who might be like 99s in the video game. Last year,
Tedero McMillan was 1,500-ish yards.
Yeah, I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up right now.
1,402
yards.
90
catches, 1,400 yards, 10 touchdowns. Yeah,
I mean, still over 15 yards per catch, double-digit scores. So those two players are going to give you a chance. You return 15 starters, 8 on offense, 7 on defense, from a team that in the Alamo Bowl beat Oklahoma. They were really hot down the stretch. They won 6 consecutive games and the bowl game, so 7 straight games to end the year.
Yeah.
You look at the schedule, and there's some challenging games, no doubt about it. At Kansas State, at Utah, at BYU, at UCF, at TCU. Those are some tough games. But with those two players at the most important position, having Noah Fafita, it's going to give you an opportunity to be in every single one of those. So, not a favorite for me, but a dark horse in the Big 12.
Country road.
I knew this was coming.
Take me home. That's right, baby. West Virginia. We all love Garrett Green here. He has a lot of Johnny Manziel in him. Again, I've been trying to play with him a bit in NCAA, and the receivers are god-awful, which is a huge bummer. But Garrett Green's pretty badass. And although you got to open with Penn State, which is going to be brutal, you're probably going to get your ass kicked at home. You got Pitt again. I mean, they got their ass beat last
year. They did.
You know, maybe it's different this year because when they played last year, I don't think West Virginia knew how good they were going to end up being by the end of the year. But 9-4 last year should have been 10-3. They had that crazy loss. You got the backyard brawl again this year in Pittsburgh. It's going to be intense. But you get Kansas at home. You get Kansas State at home. You get UCF at home. Who knows, man? I've gone from being the biggest Neil Brown hater to a bit of a Neil Brown believer. Please, Neil, prove me right. Now that I've given myself over to you, give 10 wins. Find a way to get it done.
I really do. I do like that answer. I think they're a tough, physical football team. if it wasn't for Cam Rising, Garrett Green would be the quarterback on the all-Meathead team. I love a lot of things about them, and I actually think they have an opportunity against Penn State. So I like that one. I thought about even TCU for a little bit. They were 5-7 last year after playing for a national championship. I don't know, man. Last year was so bad. I even like they added Dana Holgerson to actually be on the defensive staff. Right, he's an offensive guy, so they want to get a look from, hey, how would you attack this? And they added Todd Graham, who's been a defensive guy his entire career, to the offensive staff.
Wait, WU added Dana Holgerson?
No, TCU.
Oh, okay, I was about to say. Okay, sorry, I missed the setup there.
I was saying, like, TCU's trying to do some things to get back, and I thought about them in this category, but I just don't know, man. They lost so much from that championship team. It was a perfect storm of everything kind of coming together for them. I like adding Holgerson and Graham, and I kind of like saying, hey, you know what? You go over here, you go over there. You tell us what you would do against us and where you would attack us. I like all of that, but I don't like your roster.
All right. When we get back here on Off the Bench, we got 2 more Power 4 conferences left to go, the Big Ten and the SEC, as we look at who's overrated, who's underrated. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to TrashRangersLLC.com, TrashRangersLLC.com for all of your waste management needs. If it's residential and you live in Livingston or Cincha, make the switch like your neighbors have to the red cans. You probably see them popping up all over the neighborhood. See the red trucks rolling through. They're efficient, they're reliable, they're local. They text you the night before, so you never forget to put out your cans again. But if you're a business owner, or let's say you have some need for like a roll-off dumpster, maybe a front-load dumpster that gets picked up to 6 times a week, at Trash Rangers, they understand. You got to be flexible, right? And they work with you to find a schedule and a price and everything that works for you and your needs. And that's anywhere, Baton Rouge, anywhere. So go to TrashRangersLLC.com today.
Yeah, like T-Bob said, those roll-off dumpsters, there's 3 different sizes. And so if you're just doing a quick project at home, but you need a dumpster, well, you get the smallest one. If you're doing a massive project at your business, when you get the biggest one. I mean, so many different options for you. And that, again, is in the entire Baton Rouge area, Greater Baton Rouge, TrashRangersLLC.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jahri and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
The best.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Do a burpee, do a broad jump. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. Jim Nagy tweeting out a minute ago, Tyson Badgett, year 2, starting tonight. Hell yeah. Let's go.
Oh, he was his dad arm wrestle.
Yeah.
Guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Remember, he's like super fit, super crazy.
Okay.
He the Saints kind of touched him up quite a bit, but he was frisky at times.
He kept him in that game for a little bit.
Yeah. He was frisky at times last season. He's like I feel like he's a backup that you would love.
Is he the new Gardner Minshew? Even though Gardner's
he's got a
still
lot
playing.
of Gardner. Gardner's going to play more, I think, than Tyson will when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
But he's got
like
some good
a solid,
Gardner energy.
solid backup that's a little chaotic when he's in there, and a good chaotic, and the fans love him.
Locker room guy,
okay.
ton of confidence, good personality that the locker room loves. They asked me if he was worried about competition being brought in or whatever for that backup quarterback job. And he said, I didn't worry about any of that. I was too busy grinding my face off this summer, talking about working. And they asked what the hardest thing he did was him and his boy did a mile of broad jump burpees. So do a burpee, then do a broad jump and travel and go a mile. Took over an hour. You know how brutal that would be? Shout out Tyson Badgett.
Yeah.
Not how I expected this segment to start.
Nope.
All right, let's get to the Big Ten. Overrated, underrated. The team that's maybe getting a bit too much love to me, though, again, I don't think this team will be bad. In fact, they'll probably make the playoffs. I just don't think they're actually threatened to do anything there is Penn State. I'm just not convinced that James Franklin has changed. James Franklin's going on, his 7th OC now?
Yeah.
I believe at Penn State. Now, to be fair to Franklin, some of those guys have left because they've gotten upgrades or gotten better jobs.
Coaching jobs.
So it hasn't. It's not all been bad. And even last year, on paper, Penn State statistically looks like a really good offense. And they are against the majority of people. But he has that classic Les Miles thing where he relies on his talent, and they are more talented than the majority of the Big Ten, where they're going to lean on you, and that will win the day. There's almost no scheme wins. But when they run into a team that is even with them, which will happen in things like the Big Ten Championship and the playoff, they just get tight.
Yeah.
They just get tight. And they refuse to let Drew Aller go out there and play. Everybody's talking about how good it was that Drew Aller had only 1 pick last year or whatever for the majority of the season. To me, that looked like a guy who was being suffocated. I mean, you weren't letting him play. It's like Brian Kelly had to tell Jaden Daniels 2 years ago, hey, man, take a shot.
Yeah.
Engage in some risk. James Franklin's over here saying, if you do, you're in big, big trouble, mister. So, no. I mean, again, I think they still go 10-2 and make the playoff, but I just don't think they're going to do anything there.
I actually gave that same example yesterday talking about Penn State where Jaden had to learn, hey, bud, we love that you take care of the football, but, man, just take some chances. If you throw an interception, it is okay because, let's see, I mean, Drew Aller was 25 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last year, to your point. But it didn't create
Looks like great numbers on paper.
It didn't create any emotion that would get me excited for how explosive the offense can be. I also went with Penn State
there you go.
In this category. I think last year there was a lot of good, but they had an Ohio State and Michigan problem like they always do. But when you look at the schedule and when you look at the new Big Ten, I think there's going to be more explosive offenses this year. Like, even if USC's not great, I still think they're going to score points. They have to go on the road to USC. They've got to play Ohio State. Excited to see what that Washington offense looks like. And last year in Maryland, we know that they're explosive on offense. Now, they haven't been good on defense, but I think when you look at what Ole Miss exposed in that bowl game, you're going to have teams that play Penn State try to replicate that.
Yep.
Because Penn State was going to beat you up last year. Like, that's who they were. That was in their DNA. It's what made me be a believer in Michigan, because Michigan ran the football, what was it, like 19 straight times against Penn State. I'm like, you can do that against them.
No, they didn't throw a pass in the second half.
They threw one, and it was a pass interference.
It was one? Okay,
No. But it was pass interference, so it didn't count. So on stat,
dude.
like on the stat paper, they did not throw a single pass. That is crazy against a team like Penn State. But teams tried to do that to them last year because that's what the schedule dictated. Like, they played Iowa, Illinois, Northwestern, Rutgers. Okay. Now you got more explosive offenses, even like the Dairy Raid. We'll see what that looks like in year number 2. You're at Wisconsin this year. I think teams are going to try to attack the edges of who you are, not try to go through the middle of you like they did a year ago. I'm not a believer in this offense. You lost your top receiver. You've got 2 really good running backs, but can that, if you get behind, help you play catch up? I don't think it can. I'm with you, T. Probably win 10 games. Maybe they make a playoff, but they're out of the playoff in the first game.
Now, me and Jake talked beforehand. We both agree there is an obvious answer for most underrated team here, and you already know who it is. It's the Nebraska Cornhuskers. I played you the audio last week of Matt Rule. This is a guy who feels very confident. Last year, if they did not lead the country in turnovers, they would have been a damn good team. They lost a lot of close games. They turned the ball over, I think, 33 times. It was comical, okay? But now they got 5-star Dylan Raiola. He shows up to camp yesterday looking like he's cosplaying Patrick Mahomes, only he's way bigger. And check out this TikTok video, okay? Because it is actually insane how much Dylan Raiola models his game, his demeanor, how he wears his helmet. Like, I think because we're old, we think of Mahomes as still being young, but, like, this is clearly a cat who grew up watching Mahomes and has tried to emulate him every way. Watch this TikTok right here.
I'm not going to lie. Dylan Raiola looks a little Mahomey. Nebraska had their spring game last week. I hadn't got to watching it, but it's on YouTube if you actually want to watch it for yourselves as well. And I could have sworn watching this game, I thought Patrick Mahomes was out there. Raiola's got the number, he's got the colors, he has the haircut, and he even has the mannerisms. I don't know. Moving around the pocket, he looks like him. His throwing motion, when he lifts up his leg, he looks like him. I mean, it kind of looks identical. And don't get me wrong, he has the arm talent and arm strength as well. This one, I think, could have been a touchdown, but his receiver got tripped up. I think even from this angle, it's going to make it so hard to differentiate the two. But yeah, Dylan Raiola is the real deal. He's going to be a great quarterback for Nebraska. This pass right here kind of just shows it. Great touch, great accuracy, great catch by the receiver as well. For the game, he went 16 for 22, 2 touchdowns, an interception, and about 230 yards. You may be thinking, well, he threw an interception. He's got to be bad. Well, it came off the receiver's hands. It was right in him. A little bit behind, but the receiver should have caught that. And here's his second touchdown of the day. Beautiful ball in stride on the money. You got to love to see it. This is an 18-year-old 5-star recruit, the 3rd-ranked quarterback in his class. Again, it's just a spring game. A lot of people love to bring that up, but I do think he performed really well. He does plan on training with Patrick Mahomes and his trainer during the offseason, so the similarities are here to stay.
He's even got that Mahomes sidearm release thing going down. I mean, what I don't get is how he wears the helmet. I thought that Mahomes' head was just shaped funny, and that's why he had that, like, goofy Les Miles kind of hat tip helmet wearing. But no, man, Raiola, I mean, are you a believer, dude?
No, I think he's going to be a really good quarterback. He's a game changer. I think Nebraska is just
8-4.
Yeah, I think they could do that.
Yeah.
Now, that's not my team. We did not talk beforehand. What? You lied to the people. They have to find a way to win close games.
They will, because they're not going to turn it over 4 times a game.
Okay, I hope. Look, college football is better when Michigan and when Miami and when Nebraska and when USC, like all those teams are good. It is. It's better. Like those fan bases and the history there. I want Nebraska to be good. They have the longest bowl drought of any team in the Power Four.
Yeah.
The longest of any team.
Yeah. Guaranteed nuts on the line. It ends this year. Taylor's nuts on the line.
2019.
Taylor, I'm going to do this for you, okay? Because you need a little excitement in your life. We will castrate Taylor live on air if Nebraska doesn't make a bowl.
First off, my life is plenty exciting.
No.
Secondly, I ain't betting nothing on Nebraska. Ain't happening.
What? You're not a believer?
No.
Did you see the TikTok?
5-7, 3-5, 3-9, 4-8, 5-7. In
Yep.
2021, they had a point difference of plus 61 and went 3-9.
Yep.
How in the world is that possible?
They just find ways to lose, man.
Not anymore, baby. Not under Matt Rule.
I hope
Culture.
not.
Matt Rule, year 2, you already know. Year 2 and a 5-star quarterback? Are you kidding me?
Again, I like Nebraska. I'm not going with them. I wanted to go
Get
with
the Twitter picture of Raiola showing up for camp. So you go with him.
I was going to go with Rutgers, but I don't want to have a third day in a row talking about Rutgers because you were going to judge me. I bet Rutgers beats Nebraska.
Try again.
What you want to put on
What's that running back's name again? McManus?
Manungai.
Manungai. Yeah.
McManus. I like that. That's the creative player on NCAA right there. All right, we'll bet on that game. I went with the Iowa Hawkeyes. Okay, stay with me. Iowa last year was the worst offense in the country.
Yeah.
Horrible.
God,
awful.
so good.
Horrid. And they were 10-4. They went 7-2 in league play with the worst offense in the country. Their defense has long been elite. They've got the leading tackler in the country, Higgins, back playing middle linebacker. They have 8 of those guys on defense back.
Okay.
They return 10 offensive starters now with Cade McNamara coming back.
Yeah.
And also Lachey, the tight end who was injured all last year, he's coming back. So that's quarterback, tight end, your 2 best offensive players missed basically all of last year.
And you're returning your whole
They're back.
line, you're telling me.
You do.
Okay.
And you finally got a new offensive coordinator. You finally went outside of the family. You bring Tim Lester in to be your OC. I'm not saying that they're going to be 2019 LSU offensively, but I'm just saying, like we talk about with LSU, you were 10-4 last year with a bowl loss. So 10-3, I think 10-2 in the regular season.
And then you play in the Big Ten championship. You lose
and
that,
you lost
and
a
you
bowl
lose a bowl
game.
game.
So 10-2 regular season, 7-2 in conference play, and you were that bad. They were so bad, T, I would turn on the tape getting ready for off campus and breaking stuff down. I'd be like, oh, they're about to run inside zone. Oh, they're about to run power.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so predictable what they were about to run. So even if they just get a little bit better, if they go from 130th to 75th with the defense that I think they're going to have, I think Iowa could actually make a run. You look at their schedule, they've got to go to Ohio State. Okay, that's not going to be easy, but you avoid Oregon, you avoid Michigan, you avoid USC.
Okay. Well,
I don't know. I was saying USC for them, like if they score points, I was not catching up.
So we both agree Nebraska, the underdog to watch. I mean, look at Raiola right there, dude, looking straight P Mahomey. Look, love it. Love it. All right, when we get back, SEC time, baby. Coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com. You need real steel. You need that adamantium, dog. That's 2 Hugh Jackman references. Well, you'll be singing to the circus tops when you see the prices on the product over there at Community Steel. It's all manufactured right there on site. They go straight from the wholesaler where they buy the steel to then making it themselves, meaning no middleman jacking up the price on the back end, meaning you get the best price along with a live and local sales team. You can see the product before you buy it. Go check them out today. Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com.
Yeah, when you go to the website, we always tell you if you want to go see them, top right corner of the website, click on that. Shows you exactly where they're at in Gonzales, Louisiana. And they've been there for an hour and a half. They want you to come see the showroom. They want to show you around. But don't fret if you can't get there throughout the state of Louisiana. You can pick up the phone. You can give them a call today. Tell them what you're looking for. 225-647-2020.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Performing is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
In a few weeks, I will get time to realize it's right before my eyes, and I can take it if it's what I want to do. I am leaving, and this is starting to feel like it's right before my eyes, and I can taste it. It's my sweet beginning, and I can tell just what.
All right, welcome back to OTB. SEC is the only one left on the docket here. Team getting too much love. There's a lot of potential answers here.
There is, but it's also tough.
It is tough because I think a lot of them seem to, like, I kind of believe in a lot of the love. That said, I think Texas is really, really good. I think that though we are expecting them to be Georgia good and like Alabama Nick Saban good and Ryan Day Ohio State good, and we only have 1 year of that. And it was in a relatively weak conference in which they got tripped up, almost got tripped up a couple times. Like, I just don't know that Texas is definitely going to come out of here. Again, I'll have them in the playoffs, kind of like Penn State. I don't expect Texas to do anything great once they get there, though. So I think a lot of people do. So I'm going to go with Texas as being a little overrated.
The reason I didn't go with Texas, Steve Sarkisian, I think is right now he is in the sweet spot.
Yeah.
And feels like he knows exactly what he wants the identity of the team to be.
Well, and he's getting divorced again, so he's going to be like football locked in 24/7. Like,
he's getting divorced again?
Yeah.
I thought he just got married.
Yeah.
Hey man, look,
it is
passion.
coaching.
You know, passions come and go, dude.
He got that dog in him.
Yeah, he got the laundry text group the other
I
day.
disagree.
He got that dog in him.
I don't think they're overrated.
I think they're a team that, like T-Bob said, they're going to be in the playoff, and how far they can go, I don't know. I don't have them winning a national
I don't think they win a
championship.
playoff game.
The thing they did really well Okay, because they lost what in the draft? They lost receivers and they lost defensive linemen.
Yep.
And they lost a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
They went in the portal. You've heard me say this before, and that's where they added veteran players. So I do like that. Doesn't mean it's going to work out, but that is a plan that I can get behind.
Yeah.
Quinn Ewers is a really good quarterback. I still want to see it for a second year in a row for him to stay healthy and lead that team. We know they've got a great backup, but we don't know what that backup looks like in live bullets.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to like. There's also some questions, so I do agree with you there. I didn't go with Texas. I went with Alabama.
I know. Yeah. See, I'm a pretty firm Alabama believer.
And again, just like you're saying, I think Alabama's going to be really good. I am a huge fan of Kalen DeBoer. He wins everywhere he's ever been.
Yeah.
Right. You don't go 104-12 if you don't know exactly what you're doing. He does. But in year number one, I think there's going to be a game here or there that because there's a lot of new, they lose that they typically wouldn't. Mm-hmm. Now, 3 years down the road, I think they're going to be in a position where they're playing for it every year. Not where Nick Saban was. We might not ever see that again in college football, but they're going to be in the conversation every single year. I can see them going 9-3 this year. Again, solid year, 9-3. Maybe it's 10-2. I think 9-3. Just because I don't know who is going to take over a game as far as your weapons. It is Jalen Milroe can only do so much. I think he's even going to be better than he was a year ago, but he can only do so much. You've got some receivers that I've got major concerns about. I think like Kendrick Law is a really good football player. Is he a good receiver?
Yeah, but doesn't that kind of apply to Texas too? They're replacing all their receivers.
But they got Bama's
Isaiah
best
Bond,
receiver.
Yeah,
they
Isaiah
got Amari
Bond was
Niblack
good,
at
not
tight end.
great last year. Yeah, so another guy good, not great. I don't know. I just think
Way more proven though than what Alabama. Again, like we're kind of having
I
some
would take
conversation
Alabama
about
to
them.
win a playoff game though, where I wouldn't take Texas to win a playoff.
But I think that that's your opinion. I'm not going to put words into your mouth, but I think that's because of what we know Alabama to be.
I think it's more about Kalen DeBoer and I'm a big time Jalen Milroe believer this year. So I think
taking Milroe over Quinn Ewers. That's
not as an NFL prospect, but as a college quarterback to go win me a game. Yes, Quinn Ewers has never shown me the big win me the game moment. He's won comfortable games, but I've never seen like him do what Dylan Gabriel did last year
at Alabama.
Triple R. That's fair. Okay, you're right. That's fair. That would count.
I like Silas Bolden coming over from Oregon State, a receiver too for Texas. And again, we talk about time, right? Can't be a hypocrite here. You never know how transfers are going to play out. Hell, we had one from Oregon State here last year, Omar Spates. He was a hell of a player at Oregon State. Didn't work out here.
Yeah.
He was an all-conference player, and maybe we're finding out it was more about who was coaching him, but it didn't work out for him. So you never know. But I do like Bolden coming over from Oregon State. I like Isaiah Bond coming over from Alabama. You've got Matthew Golden coming over from Houston. I know more about them than I know about the Alabama receivers, but I think both these teams, are kind of in the same category about where I think they can go this year.
They're close. Yeah, I still got both of them. I got them 2 and 3 in the SEC. All right, when we get back, let's give our underdogs more to be.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. That's the website. All-Star Toyota is the dealership. You head over off of Airline in Goodwood today. It's very conveniently located, okay? And you go to All-Star and you can choose new cars, Toyota certified used vehicles you can rent. Remember, free professional estimates at the service center. They send you text updates throughout the day. They have a shuttle service right there on site. There's a reason why I call them your one-stop vehicular shop. Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge today.
Why are we turned sideways?
I don't know. I thought it was funny.
Okay. AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com is that website. And if you're going to watch the Tigers play this fall and you're making a road trip with you and the crew, you need something a little bit bigger. Remember, you can rent that Sienna minivan. You can rent the Sequoia, that full-size SUV. But if you want to save on gas, maybe it's just you and the missus going to the game. You can rent a sedan, a hybrid, whatever it is, they've got it available. AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the two together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at guaranteemedia.com.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be, where we want to be is.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back to OTB. Let's get to our SEC potential dark horse team. And this is a weird one, right? Because do you go dark horse like a Texas A&M where we're all counting them out? But this could finally be the year where they're maybe actually kind of good, but I still don't think they reach 10 wins. Like I think like Mizzou, LSU, and Tennessee are all on the edge of.
I took this as a team that I feel like, again, if things go right, they can make the playoff.
Then I will go Tennessee. I think that, look, they have a very good offensive line. You know the weapons are going to be solid. Nico, it all comes down to Nico, really, as to whether or not they fulfill that full potential. There's a lot of pressure in. But against that very good Iowa defense that you talked about, he acquitted himself very well in his first start. But then really defensively, right? Amari Thomas in the middle, James Pierce coming off the edge. Like, I think Tennessee has a lot of the elements. I still don't know if I love the Heupel style when it comes to the playoffs. Do you think like that style of football?
What part of it?
The speed of it. Am I still being too old school and thinking that you're not going to just speed your way through like a Georgia or an Ohio State that's going to look to grind it out a little more?
You can make the argument, like, depending on who you are, it's like, is that really going to play? Is that too gimmicky? And again, the offense is not gimmicky at all. They will run as much gap scheme as anybody in the SEC. They won the hell up.
They led the SEC in rushing like the last 2 years.
Out of 11, they are going to run power and counter, and those receivers, you better be able to block the play there. But T-Bob's talking about the actual speed, 9 seconds between the play ending and getting on the line and snapping the ball. You can make the argument it's gimmicky. You could also make the argument that that's the only way you're going to get one of the big dogs, like a Georgia,
Maybe
no
so.
pun intended.
It's true, because you don't want to play their game.
Yeah, you don't want to try to run right at them. And so I don't know. I like the offense a lot. I thought about Tennessee here in this position. They are replacing a lot of production on offense, certainly at the running back position. It's the only reason I didn't fully get. I mean, I think they returned 11 starters, 6 and 5, 6 on offense, 5 on defense. They do. I mean, they have maybe the best edge rusher in the country. So there's a lot to like about Tennessee, but the schedule's pretty tough too.
Is it? I thought they had one of the. I thought from a win percentage standpoint, they had like.
So the games
one of the
are
easier ones.
So the games are at home, which is crucial for them outside of Oklahoma. So they're at Oklahoma, Florida at home, Alabama at home, Kentucky at home, but at Georgia too. And that's not even to throw in there. They play NC State and Charlotte, second game of the year.
Yeah, I mean the NC State game. The NC State game is going to tell us a lot about how ready Tennessee is.
It could be the difference between 9 and 10.
Yeah. So who's yours?
You probably already know. Missouri.
Okay.
Going with the Tigers. They lose Sunday players on defense and the entire staff. No doubt about it. I think 5 guys maybe got drafted. They have 5 coming back. That is the biggest question mark. But they return 9 offensive starters, right? You lose your left tackle, Foster, who was a dude, and you lose Cody Schrader, who ran outside zone like clinic tape. Those are going to be losses. But you go get Marcus Carroll, like we've talked about from Georgia State. I like that. I love Brady Cook coming back, but I really love the receiver room.
Yeah.
Theo Weiss, Luther Burden, Mookie Cooper. In my opinion, in the totality of the room, it's the best in the country.
Yeah.
In the preseason.
That makes sense.
So you know you're going to be able to score points, push the ball down the field. You look at what they did a year ago. I don't think it was fluky. You look at their 2 losses, the LSU game, which we know if it wasn't for Superman himself, Jaden Daniels, you probably win that game. Jaden took that game over, won a Heisman Trophy. We all know that. You look at Georgia. If Brady Cook doesn't try to throw the screen pass, which he should have absolutely just thrown in the ground, they're going down the field, moving the ball with the chance to win the game.
I know.
That's the only 2
Second
losses.
year in a row. They've got Georgia almost
and I know
2
they
years
had
in
a
a row.
miraculous 4th down conversion against Florida, and you could make that case as well. I understand them. I'm saying at Georgia showed me a lot for them. So I went with the Missouri Tigers.
There you go. Hour 2 in the books. Hour 3 coming up.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
We'll get the Saints training camp next hour. We got Big Deal, No Deal, Munchies. It's going to be a fun hour. Tay story of the day. We got a lot. Go to Rejuvenate Medical. You want to feel younger, bitter, bigger, faster, stronger? Do I know how to speak? No. Maybe it's effective getting old, the untreated effects of getting old. Well, what do? I go to Rejuvenate Medical, now in Baton Rouge, Metairie, Slidell, Shreveport, and Monroe. And I go get my labs drawn as a part of that free consultation. My body tells them where it's deficient, where it's strong, and then they customize a plan for me to get me where I want to be. That could be you. Go to JumiMedical.com today.
Remember now, throughout the state of Louisiana, also now in Mississippi. And so if you want to go find out what's going on with your body, right? You want to get to the bottom of it. We'll go get those labs checked. Start that journey today, and you can do it over at Rejuvenate Medical. All you got to do is go to the website, top right corner of the site, rejuvenatemedical.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $20,000 off the powerful Ram truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, party plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. there are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Thursday, August 1st. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 96. In hour 3 of today's show, we'll kick things off at 9 a.m. with Big Deal or No Big Deal. And then LSU Executive Chef Michael Johnson hops on the show for our Munchies segment. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. And watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studios, starts now. Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
I'm kind of dreading this NCAA match coming up at 10:30. Last time out against Aaron was so embarrassing. This guy freaking worked. I threw 8 picks. I threw 4 pick sixes in a single game.
You off y'all's teams yet?
Yeah, it's Miami, Florida. We're doing the week 1 matchups.
Who are you?
Miami. I don't feel great about it.
Of Ohio?
No. Cam Ward. Mario Cristobal out here.
Run around there a little bit in the backfield.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. A lot of relying on he's not open, run.
Yeah.
And just
see what happens. Tomorrow after the show, if you want to get your confidence back up, I'll play you.
We got to get a second. Do you have an Xbox? Bring in an Xbox controller. We can. I only have one right now.
Okay.
But yeah, that'd be easy.
Cordless? Matter?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Either one.
I make my kids do the cords now because I've been tired of buying batteries.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why Xbox. I mean, is it built in now? I mean, mine, yeah. My controller that Xbox just bought still takes batteries, but it was a used one, so it might be an older one. Like, why don't I just charge it? Like, yes, I don't know.
No, you can charge a battery for the Xbox.
You can.
Yeah, but nobody wants chargeable double A. Like, I'm saying, just make the remote where it where I plug it in,
Put it in
and
a
it
dock.
charges. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
You have to buy the separate.
You have to have the rechargeable.
Yeah.
You have to have rechargeable batteries. What I'm saying is that's dumb. Like, have my controller where I plug it in to the Xbox and it charges.
Yeah.
And then I can unplug it. It's like a PlayStation controller works. It's not hard. But maybe the new ones do that. I don't know.
I feel like you can do both.
I thought so too, but I left it plugged into a USB-C overnight.
And it didn't charge?
No charge. None whatsoever.
Mine does not.
No, it's
I don't think
firmly
it does,
double A.
actually, now that
It's
we're sitting here
firmly- no,
talking.
it is firmly double
I think what
A related.
Alondra's saying is you can buy a battery pack to go on the back of it and buy
Yeah.
a dock and put it in. But
No,
it
I
doesn't
know, but I hate
do
that.
that.
Oh,
I
okay,
hate that.
okay.
I'm saying that's stupid. I don't want to do that. Just make chargeable controllers, guys.
I will probably forget, but if I do, I'll just like DoorDash a remote.
What?
During the show.
Okay, we got to start big deal or no big deal. DoorDash remote.
You can DoorDash a remote.
Really?
For sure. Yeah.
All right, big deal or no big deal?
Ain't no big deal.
Big deal.
No big deal.
Big deal.
No big deal. No big deal.
No big deal.
Oh my God, guys. We had to dive in because when was this tweeted? 3 minutes ago, Gordon Hayward has retired from basketball.
What?
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yep. Yep.
Was at the game against Duke in Houston when he shot the half-court shot that all but went in to win a national championship. Was at the game. I mean, I thought it
Butler?
was in. Yep.
Damn. Big deal or no big deal? Gordon Hayward retired.
Big deal. Solid NBA career. I mean, Jake talked about it. Led them to back-to-back national championship appearances. Duke and then UConn. They didn't win either game. Me, Hunt, and Moscona were talking about Gordon Hayward actually yesterday in the hallway because they played the Elite Eight in New Orleans and Hunt
What in
went.
the white college basketball conversation was that about?
How's
again,
Jimmer Fredette doing?
I don't know.
He
What about
was
Adam
hurt
Morrison?
yesterday. You saw that dude working his groin yesterday, Jimmer? He was in there.
You've watched way more Olympics than any
Hey
of us.
now.
Yeah.
Hey now. Jimmer, let me see them thighs. What happened to Gordon? He got the big contract and his leg exploded or something?
Yeah, so
he had a
he broke the leg
nasty
with the
injury.
Celtics when he was with the Celtics.
Oof.
Yeah.
Who did he retire on?
The Thunder.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I just saw his Twitter pic. Obviously, this is no big
Who
deal.
did he get drafted by?
Celtics.
Nope.
No, the Jazz.
Yep.
Of course. Duh.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
And they also, there was Hornets in there. Yep.
It's no big deal.
Gosh, it's big deal for him. We definitely remember what he did at Butler and what he was before he had the injury, but yeah, I kind of agree. I guess no big deal. All right, I mentioned this earlier, but I want to go like a step deeper. Big deal or no big deal about TCU adding Dana Holgorsen and Todd Graham to the staff. And real quick, so Sonny Dykes, one of the reasons he did this, he would have Todd Graham come in to evaluate his teams when he wasn't a head coach. He came when he was at SMU one year. He's like, hey, Sonny, like, y'all got some issues, man. Y'all got some problems. I don't know that this team's going to be one that is going to make a bowl game. And Sonny's like, what are you talking about? They went 5-7. All right.
Oh, wow.
He comes back to TCU 2 years ago in training camp, and the offseason's like, Sonny, y'all got something here. Like I'm not just talking about like nice season. He's like, y'all got something here that could be special.
Yeah, if you
And they
start
go-
the right quarterback.
And they play in a national championship game. Now they got blown out, but still they made a national championship game. And so I don't know. Fortune teller Todd Graham. Big deal or no big deal?
No big deal. Look,
Don't be hurt because Dana left you at WV.
Sonny Dykes is
Whoa, watch what you say here.
fine, but the problem is a bit that the 13-2 year remains the exception, not the rule, in terms of 14 years of being head coach. He had another very good year at his last year at Tech in 2012. He was 9-3.
Yeah.
Great rise there from 5-7 year one to 9-3 in year 3.
The Cal situation,
Cal never got going. It got better, but it never got going.
I could go in deep in the whole situation about him and his staff going to Cal.
He had a
but
10-win season at SMU. 7-3, 8-4 as well. But 5-7 last year. And in a much better Big 12 where it looks like everybody's rocketed past them. Losing Dominic Williams. No big deal.
All right.
Sorry, guys. What do you think?
No big deal. Yeah. Also, still a weird move to me, Dana Holgorsen leaving West Virginia to Houston. Didn't
Houston's
understand it
pockets
now.
are deep
Don't
with
understand
three
it.
E's in the middle. That's why he
Well,
left.
also, West Virginia and Holgorsen had a bit of familiarity breeds contempt. They'd just been together too long. And they were, and like, yeah, how West Virginia has no money, right? And Houston has all the money. That had to be very tempting.
I didn't have one. I forgot we were doing this.
Alondra is literally on her phone
I'm looking
texting right now. And she says, I have one.
I'm not texting. I'm looking stuff up.
Oh, okay. You know what a good cheat sheet is for this segment all the time? If you go to like FTW, USA Today, or whatever.
I mean, I usually have one. I just forgot we were doing
No, I know. But this happened to me before, and I just make something up, like Gordon Hayward. Go ahead, Joe.
It's important if you're a Saints fan, which most people listening to the show are. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers just made Tristan Wirfs the highest paid offensive tackle in NFL history, a 5-year, $140 million deal. It includes $88.2 fully guaranteed. He's 25 years old. They've locked him up for the next 5 to 6 years.
Why did I think Tristan Wirfs was like 32?
He's 25 years old. This is only his 4th year in the NFL.
I mean, we all talked about him jumping out of the pool. Right, you remember those?
Yeah, that was him. The standing broad jump, like out of the water.
Out of the water and onto, which is still insane.
Yeah, I mean, they've locked him up. He started at right tackle when he was a rookie. They've moved him to left tackle the last 2 years. He's been excellent at both. Big deal or no big deal? Tristan Wirfs locked up with the Bucs long term.
He's a good player. It's a big deal just because it's in the division.
It's a big deal if you're a Baker Mayfield and Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. Like
Not
Taylor
a Tampa
is.
Bay Buccaneers fan.
Otherwise, I don't think there's an O-line signing in the NFL that's a big deal because nobody cares about them except for their own fan base.
Okay.
I care about him. I was the 6th offensive lineman in my career.
I mean, when you're a Saints fan and
July
you're
now.
worried
You're flirting
about
with stolen valor, dude.
You're worried about your pass rush.
I used to get taken out.
Touchdowns?
I used to get taken out to the offensive line dinners by Nick Hardwick and by Chris Dillman, both all pros. So, and their reasoning was if you spend 80% of your time in a 3-point stance, you're one of us.
Look, I mean, I'll cede to their judgment. They're much better offensive linemen than I was. Big deal or no big deal? Former U.S. gymnastics teammate Michaela Skinner is beefing with Simone Biles. Have you seen this?
That one? Yeah.
And
I was going to talk to y'all about it during the break. Yeah, former teammates, Michaela Skinner and Simone Biles. Actually, she's beefing with like the entirety of this gymnastics
because
team. She
Michaela
called him
Skinner,
lazy, basically, and was like something about being
I have
lazy.
the exact quote right here.
Yeah, say it.
Michaela Skinner came out and said, quote, talking about this gymnastics that just won team gold.
Yes.
Said the talent and depth just isn't what it used to be. The girls just don't have the work ethic.
And then won the gold medal.
Yeah.
As a team.
Yeah.
And then Simone Biles tweeted, she was like, that Michaela Skinner blocked her. Their team name is F Around Find Out. And yeah, I mean,
what's that
basically,
mean?
Bailey. Just kidding. But big deal or no big deal. Former teammates, Olympic teammates beefing, which Michaela Skinner doesn't have a Team U.S. gold medal. So.
Just what a wild.
But like, why would you say that?
I don't know. What was Skinner on? And by the way, that's not Michaela Maroney.
No.
Which I kind of thought the first time I saw, I was like, is that her?
No. The like not impressed meme.
Yeah.
That's
no,
not
I
her.
I don't know. Like, of all of the beefs to chase, and the time to do it, and the people to go after, like it's F- judgment in every single regard.
Yeah,
what are you thinking, Skinner?
Why wouldn't you uplift your teammates and your team is going out here to represent this country? You've been teammates with them before. You're going to crap on them instead of encourage them and be excited that they just won the gold medal. They're blocked on everything. And yeah.
It's insane.
I think I guess like in retrospect, it's no big deal because they won the gold, but kind of a big deal for somebody to say something like that about their teammates, former teammates, when you've been in the same position that they've been in. So you know that they do have work ethic because it takes that to get there.
Yeah.
I think they got the last laugh.
Yep.
Shout.
After they won, she Instagrammed, Simone did, lack of talent, lazy, Olympic champions.
Yep.
We see this a lot in basketball. I feel like the old heads in basketball that played in like the late 90s, there's always been this beef of like, they got it easy nowadays. Our generation would crush your generation. Then you saw Scottie Pippen recently come out and be like, No, I think LeBron's better than Jordan, and then he kind of came out came out and backtracked. My bigger issue is don't punch up.
LeBron's better.
Don't punch up.
Absolutely not.
You said LeBron's better? That's what you said?
No.
I thought you said he's better.
No,
Scotty said
because
Scotty's
LeBron's not better
better.
than Jordan.
Say better? Pam?
No, don't punch up.
Pam? With an
I don't
N?
know what you're saying. What?
Don't punch up. Simone Biles is way more known than you are. It's like Tom Brady last year said, I think the quarterbacks have it a little easier now because you can't really hit anybody. He's like, it's hard to play defense. You can't hit the receivers. You can't hit the quarterbacks. That's Tom Brady. You're punching up. That was your biggest mistake.
Did y'all see the Turkish pistol shooter yesterday?
Yeah. That was probably a former hitman.
He's just like one hand in his pocket, no glasses, just straight up.
Yeah, in Olympic shooting, which again, the Koreans turns out really good at. The South Korean.
This man and his Koreans.
But these, like a lot of the shooters, they wear these like crazy looking setups, right? They have a lens to avoid blur. They have a lens for better precision. They even use like ear protectors for noise. And the guy who won silver, Dikec, I think is how I would say it. He's a Turkish guy, and he just goes up there with reading glasses on. I mean, look at that, dude. One hand, like Jake said, one hand chilling in the pocket, reading glasses, just like he's in his backyard shooting, Bart's root beer cans. I had to catch myself there. I
love this because
cans, okay?
maybe in the future they'll be like, hey, we don't need all of that stuff. We can literally just go out there and shoot like everybody else does.
Well, I think like most people do though. I think he's just built diff.
No, I mean I've never seen anybody outside of the Olympics wear any of that stuff. So.
Well,
have you ever seen precision shooters?
Yeah, do you watch a lot of competitive shooting outside of the Olympics?
No, but I mean,
they just put the gear on for the Olympics? They don't put it on for all competitions? She looks cool. No, that's
she does.
There's this one South Korean girl who everybody was saying looked like a cyberpunk video game character. She had like a backwards, but it's when her hat was backwards, and I don't know. She was like oozing, just oozing.
I like the memes that are coming out of this.
He's got that BDE.
No, he's great. He's showing you like,
big,
I'm a good shooter.
Dick itch energy.
Mm-hmm.
All I need is the gun. Good shooter.
Is that it?
Big deal or no big deal. Our guy Chris Lowe put together a great article on ESPN.com, really breaking down easiest schedule, toughest schedule, like a lot of different things going on in the article. One of the games in the better be careful category is South Alabama at LSU on September the 28th. Big deal or no big deal that game is in the better be careful category?
I don't
There's
see
only
it.
about 12 games listed.
Now that was, I mean, who's the coach now? Major?
Yep.
Coming
back to Baton Rouge.
Minor Banana Black is
Wait,
not
Major
that guy.
Applewhite is the coach at South Alabama?
Yeah, because Kane
I didn't even
Womack
know
went to
that.
be the DC at Alabama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's been on Kane Womack's staff for, a couple of years now.
Now, South Alabama did beat the hell out of Oklahoma State last year, 33-7, which is insane. But
they've always been one of those.
But sorry, brah. This is Death Valley.
Yeah, no big deal.
No big deal.
Oh, wow. All right.
In BD.
Big deal or no big deal, UL Monroe has the toughest non-Power 4 schedule in the country.
That's a big deal for UL Monroe.
Sucks.
Poor.
Yeah, they're playing Texas, I think, week 3.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, they already have to
Road
deal
game
with
at Auburn.
Louisiana
Yeah.
Lafayette trying to be Louisiana and disrespecting them. Now they got to deal with this.
Check it out, guys. Look what's on the screen.
Speed walking?
20-kilometer power walking, baby.
That is jogging.
No, look. That's walking. Their feet, 2 feet never
That
in the
is
air at the
not
same
walking.
time. Yeah, it is. It's power walking. Look at them hips. All right, when we get back, Munchies. Chef Michael Johnson. Keep it locked.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Go Tommy's.com is the website. If you need hardy plank or vinyl siding, you need wood or vinyl windows, you need any type of door, you go to Tommy's and you're going to see the difference clearly. You go to GoTommy's.com. You can see the products. We'll see their other services, testimonials as well. You can learn how they've won the Angie Super Service Award every year since 2016. Read about their 27 years of experience and their core values: integrity, being dependable, being professional, being efficient. Look, they're fully licensed and insured, Like I said, 27 years of experience to work throughout Baton Rouge, throughout Louisiana. Mention the service awards. How about free estimates? Make them the bid on your project. Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding.
Go to gotommies.com to check out testimonials, galleries of past clients. But we always tell you, like, the gallery is very impressive. You'll be blown away, but also remember they can do a custom job just for you as well. Go to the website, geauxtommies.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Relief Windows, we're more
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Come on in. Switch cameras. Come on in. Hey, y'all. What's up? Jake had to go get Jack, so it's just going to be me and you for the rest of the hour. And my good friends Taylor and Alondra and my very good friend, Chef Michael Johnson. Chef, what's up, dog? How we feeling today?
Woo, woo. Oh, man.
Oh, what's up?
I got up at 3:30 this morning. We had dinner last night, check-in dinner last night. And
oh, duh. It's camp. So, I'm like, Chef, what's going on?
Yeah, it's camp. Yeah.
Okay, so take us through this. What is it like? Like, what is the kind of daily responsibility of the kitchen during football training camp?
feed these boys at all times. So kind of the timeline for the day is, and it varies, day to day depending on what the sequence of events is. But they bus them in the morning for breakfast, check in. All meals are mandatory. We don't want these guys not eating during camp because they got to fuel, they got to recover.
Yep.
They come in, lots of food, lots of hydration in the morning, and then depending on, so we feed all the boys and the staff and like three meals a day, and so I will have people here from 4 a.m. until 10 p.m.
Sure.
And right now that's kind of close to my schedule. Like I come in around 4:30 or 5, and then I'll probably leave here around 8. At least until we get everything smooth and it's operating the way that we want, But camp it's a longer camp this year, but it depends on when the first day of school is, and it's like it almost feels like it's to the lunar phase some years. To be honest with you, but yeah,
it's so funny, man. It's not just the players, right? It's like everybody is all in for this next month. All support staff, everybody. It takes a village.
It does too. Yeah, and this is also where we make the relationships. Being out here. We'll have our facial recognition charts for any, so that we're seeing new faces and familiarizing ourselves.
Wait, hold on. Facial recognition. What are we talking about?
Facial recognition charts, so that anybody that any new people, we want our staff to be familiar with everybody. So, we pass out face recognition charts so they can kind of research who everybody is before they get here. And then when they start seeing faces, they're like, oh, okay, that's so-and-so. Okay, that's so-and-so. So, we like to know people by their name. Yeah.
That's my freaking dream. I wish I had a facial recognition cheat sheet for everything that I do in life. Oh my God.
Oh man.
It would save me so many foot in the mouth moments.
Oh yeah, everybody's brother.
Hashtag, who saw that? Hashtag munchies. I haven't had much time to cook lately. What's a good one pot dish for during the week?
Oh man, I don't know. My old man used to like cacciatore. Like throwing some bone-in chicken into your slow cooker with some tomatoes of some sort, some garlic cloves, some onions and stuff like that. Just let it cook slow and low over the day, and that chicken will pull off the bone by the end of the day. And then you put that over some pasta. I'm a huge fan of cacciatore. You maybe put a little chicken stock or something in there to kind of loosen it up, so it, because if it's not battened down and you're losing any liquid from that tomato, it can get a little bit bitter or acidic. So I like to put at least some vegetable stock in there, but cacciatore is one of those dishes that hits close to home for me, man. This good, comfortable Italian dish.
Hashtag munchies. What ingredients do you put in a homemade tomato sauce?
So it's pretty simple, really. So any tomato sauce that I use, I always have marjoram in it versus oregano. We always put shallots and garlic in there. I actually like to put a little olive oil in there.
Okay.
And then finish with basil. I like the tomatoes to speak. San Marzano tomatoes are the only tomato that I will cook with here in the kitchen when we're making tomato sauce or pizza sauce. If it's pizza sauce, we will take those tomatoes and crush them with our hands so that they're crushed, and then make we put our pizza sauce on the pizza raw and let the sauce cook while it's on the dough.
Okay, yeah.
For a tomato sauce, we'll sweat the shallots and then the garlic, and then maybe deglaze with a little white wine or red wine, whichever. I kind of prefer red wine, maybe like a Cabernet or something, or even a Pinot. And then put the tomatoes in, let that cook down, and then I always put in fresh herbs last.
Oh, that sounds so freaking good, dude.
Yeah.
I wish I could have some of your red sauce. Hashtag munchies. What can I do with a big spaghetti squash?
Gosh, I love spaghetti squash, man. Hack it in half. When I say hack it, you want to cut it in as equal halves as you can. Oil both the inside and the outside, and cook it so it's like turtle shell, right? So the shell is rounded on top, not with the spaghetti squash facing up. But what happens there is when you're baking, the moisture from the squash will steam itself, and it doesn't take too terribly long. And what you're looking to do is you're looking to loosen those fibers of the spaghetti squash so that when you pull it out, you can fork it out so that it's still spaghetti-like, right? Like a lot of people will cook spaghetti squash until it's mush, and that's not squash anymore. That's not spaghetti squash anymore. That's just like squish squash, like
Squish squash.
at that point, yeah. Really, you want to kind of undercook it so it's al dente, and when you fork those fibers, they should pull out like spaghetti,
Oh, no
right?
way. Yeah, I don't think I've ever really had that, to be honest.
Oh yeah, that's the beauty of it. Like you're kind of undercooking it so that you can get it out, lay it out on a sheet pan and chill it, and then you can put your red sauce over that and toss it real quick. It doesn't take anything to heat those spaghetti, those squash noodles up at all. Like you take your hot red sauce and put it over those noodles and toss it a little bit. If you're using like a cacciatore, you got the meat in there. Like if you're cooking a cacciatore and you just want the meat, you need to pull the bones and pull the chicken off the bones and then put it back in the sauce. But a lot of people just leave the whole cut of chicken in there and be delicate with it. Put the sauce on the noodles, and in this case the spaghetti squash, and then put like a whole piece of chicken on top, and you got yourself a good little meal there.
Shoo. Hashtag Munchies. What are some games you would include in a culinary Olympics?
Oh man, that's a good one. Knife skills is going to be in there, and you know what else is? I love making people saute with rice. Like if I'm teaching somebody how to saute, you put a pan of rice, like dry rice, in front of them,
yeah,
and make them, like flip it around, and if you spill the rice, you got to pick the rice up. And I don't know if you can.
Wait. So are you talking like the saute technique where you're like throwing it up and catching it back in the pan, like whatever?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can practice that with rice.
Yes.
Interesting.
And you'll either get good, you'll get good quick. You'll get tired of cleaning that damn rice off the floor. Yeah.
Hashtag Munchies. Chef, what are your thoughts on using a crock pot? Yay, or is it lazy?
No, I'll use a crock pot. It's it's like that cacciatore dish.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking about it, I think that there is use for it. Like I've talked about doing like a blackened venison roast before. I would do that in a crock pot where I sear it off in a cast iron skillet, throw it in the crock pot with some vegetables and then a little liquid so that it doesn't completely dry out. Maybe like you take the liquid to 3/4 up the roast. So crock pots definitely have their place.
Hashtag Munchies
especially in a busy world of parents. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Yeah.
You're fighting out here trying to survive. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Hashtag Munchies, is stuffing a burger with bacon and cheese overrated? Should we just stick to it being on top of the meat?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's overrated.
Is there any stuffed burger that you do think is worth it?
For some reason, like every time I hear the word stuffed burger, I think of Eddie Murphy Raw. And he talks about how his mom puts peppers and onions in it, and they're like hanging out the side and dripping grease. So it's kind of like embedded in my mind. Like I just I love just a pure ground sirloin or brisket burger, cooked and built a certain way. Like I do like the cheese, in a certain place. I like like the lettuce on the bottom so things don't get too soggy on the bread. I hate when the bread gets too soggy and it's like watery and it's like Clark Griswold on vacation.
No, I mean, bad bread integrity will ruin a burger no matter how good the meat is. Like bread integrity, absolutely. That's why I think pretzel buns can be strong at times. It's got to hold together. Yeah. Otherwise, it's like there's a burger place, I won't name names. I used to go there in college. I went there like 3 years ago and, soggy, fall apart bun. I've never gone back and I never will.
Yeah.
That's a wrap.
That's it. It'll ruin it. Sure.
Last one here, Chef. It's every chef's favorite thing to talk about, wine. Hashtag Munchies. What type of red wine does Chef prefer with a steak dinner? Cabernet, Merlot, Pinot, Chianti?
So all those are pretty full-bodied reds, and they go, they go extremely well. But I myself prefer like a Petit Syrah or a Shiraz with my red meat. I don't like I don't like super tannic reds, and a medium to heavy bodied red really goes well with the fattiness of a steak. But here's the thing: is that I'm not a sommelier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, my philosophy on wine is whatever you like. I'm not going to drink a sweet red wine with a steak like that. But I think anything medium or better is going to pair well with it. Myself, I prefer to stay away from those deep tannics. It's almost too heavy when you're eating red meat.
Being in such a position as yourself, What's like the what's your best wine experience?
Oh man. So when I was in my late 20s, and Philippe's, the restaurant was over on Blue Bonnet. They had a gentleman that came in there, and I'm not going to use names for the obvious reasons, but he was not with his wife; he was with his girlfriend. And
No. Wait, hold on. Sorry, what's my phone doing? Get out of here! Get out of here! Throw my phone out the door. I don't know why it started going off. Sorry, Chef. Continue.
Oh, that's fine. So they had a bottle of 82 Latour Rothschild that was cork pulled. You know, they pulled the cork on it.
What?
It's an $1,800 bottle of wine.
What?
And they poured a glass for her, a glass for him, and presented. I'm sorry. I think they presented the cork. I don't remember how it happened, but he ended up refusing the bottle of wine because it had markings on it that he thought was mold. And so, you know, no. They pulled the cork, and he looked at the cork, and when they brought the bottle back, the gentleman that was the GM at the time looked at me, and I asked him, I was like, "What the hell are you going to do with that?" And he said, "Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Chef, we can't send that bottle back with no wine poured out of it." So he poured himself and me, like a glass of wine each, so that it looked like, you know, wine had been poured, and they had tasted it, and it was sour. But my God, I mean, that was a real true experience to, you know, like drink a. I mean, that was in 2003, I think, 2004, and it was in 85. You know, so
damn.
Man, yeah, that was an extraordinary experience.
And what did it taste extraordinary?
It did. It tasted like flowers, you know, like sweet flowers, and it wasn't acidic like you would think it would be.
Interesting.
You know, like that tannic acidity comes from young wines, right? When it's an older wine and it's aged, my God, it just mellows out and it's so smooth, man. And the legs on it were super thick and syrupy.
Hey now.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
I love that guy. That guy's such an a-hole. Not only is he out with his mistress, but he he returns the bottle of Rothschild. That's crazy.
So the GM he and I actually ended up drinking the bottle of wine, just taking a cut up, just taking a loss on the bottle of wine. Like the hell with it.
Hell yes, dude. It's crazy. It's interesting to hear you say flowery because there's I can't remember the name of it, but I was listening to some on the Roman wines, like ancient Roman wines today, and there was this one type that they always described as being like the nectar of the gods, and that was it.
Yeah.
It was flowery, but you know, it was like only the emperor and a few others had access to it.
Yeah.
All right, Chef. Thank you so much, man. Best of luck with the camp grind, brother. We will talk to you next week.
Thank y'all.
Chef Michael Johnson. Coming up next, I'll give you a quick Saints camp update. We got a Tay-Tay NFL story of the day. Keep it locked here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to All-Star where the cars are there. I've never seen Oklahoma, so I can't really continue that bit. I have seen All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, though, firsthand, in many different ways. I've bought 2 Murder Out minivans from them. In between those 2 purchases, I leased a Toyota Camry. I have gotten my cars serviced there now for 6 years. And there's a reason why I keep going back. It's not because I do commercials for them. I'm not beholden to them in any contractual sort of way. In fact, paying the car notes, I don't think I make any money from All-Star. I think I pay them to advertise for them. But that's how much I actually believe in the product. So if you and your family need a new vehicle, go see what All-Star can offer you. If you need a service center or a body shop, go check out All-Star for Airline and Goodwood. They give you free estimates, great lines of communication. Again, guys, look into the hybrid. Save a lot of money on gas. It's awesome. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Performing is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
The train is riding down to the station where you live. When we were school kids.
Watch them run and jump, okay? It's tight. Welcome back, OTB.
I watched Katie Ledecky win gold last night.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty much it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's about it. And rugby on Saturday.
Okay.
That was it.
Exactly.
Because it was on the TV.
Yeah. Whatever. I don't need to justify the Olympics to anybody. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Okay, let's do just a quick Saints camp update. We're not going to spend much time here, but I want to be consistent with this. We've updated the main storylines from each day. Yesterday, camp day 7, Chris Olave back, fully participating. Good news there. He had left with a hip the day before. Apparently getting pretty chippy too. Like Olave's been like real. There's a fight. He got in a fight with I think Alante Taylor yesterday, which we love to see. Don't love to see this. Demario Davis and Tommy Hudson. I don't know who Tommy is, but Demario Davis leaving early with a hamstring. Cedric Wilson Jr. and Bub Means also both absent with new injuries. Again, everything continuing to come up Tipton. While Lattimore, Brazee, Miller, Saldivari, and Equiminius all remain sidelined as well. Eric McCoy got a veteran rest day. I don't love this sentence from New Orleans Football's breakdown. Quote, the pass rush has been so good that at times it feels like the offense is having trouble operating. There's a thing I call the eternal camp paradox, which is when you hear about one side of the ball being good, does it mean that they're actually good or the other side's bad? Now, in this situation, we already know the insecurities and doubt that we have over the offensive line. So you read that sentence and you're like, okay, that feels very bad. But Mason Tipton did have another good day. And how about this? He got moved up to the main field with Olave Shaheed and A.T. Perry. And the third down pass rush group had Cam Jordan in the middle with Chase Young and Carl Granderson on the edges. That's pretty tight. And finally, Blake Grupe went 7-7 yesterday. He's now 28 of 30 on camp. All right. Tay NFL Story of the Day.
It's time for Tay-Tay's NFL Story of the Day, your daily dose of NFL news from Taylor Sharp.
All right, T-Bob, in an unfortunate accident, and I'm kidding, it's the Hall of Fame game tonight, guys. Relax. No need to get all up in your feels. It's another non-depressing one since I've gotten such a negative reputation on this.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Bears and Texans, they're going to play tonight at 7 o'clock our time. It's going to be televised anywhere. ESPN, ESPN+, ABC, ESPN Deportes. It's obviously at the Hall of Fame field up in Canton, Ohio. Caleb Williams not playing in this game. C.J. Stroud not as well. I'm assuming all the veterans that you know of. Stephon Diggs is not going to be in this game. Joe Mixon's not going to be in this game. But what I like about this event, it's actually the lead up to Hall of Fame weekend, which is coming up this Saturday. And we got 7 players being inducted. And, I remember seeing the list at the time, but looking back on it, it was like reminiscent of just growing up in a great era of football. So Dwight Freeney, defensive end, he making the list. T-Bob's favorite player of all time, Randy Gradishar.
Yeah.
The great Denver Broncos linebacker from 1974 to 83.
Who could forget?
It's T-Bob's guy.
I mean, you ever heard of the Orange Crush defense?
I have.
Oh. Well, there you go. Gradishar was a key piece.
Devin Hester, which, it's
Jake's
funny.
cousin.
He was probably the most controversial name on those lists because everybody's like, if you're the best at what you
if you're the
do,
if you're the best kick returner of all time, you should get in the Hall of Fame.
You should get in,
Bottom
100%. But then there was all the people that were like, well, what if you're the best long snapper of all time?
Yeah,
should you get in?
I think you should.
Maybe you should, but also he impacted the game in such a way. I mean, they changed the way they would punt and kick to people to keep it away from this
Ray
guy.
Guy got in the Hall of Fame finally, right?
Yeah, Ray Guy's in the Hall of Fame. Lou Gross is in the Hall of Fame. Like, these guys were...
Well, kicker's going to get in.
Yeah.
Kicker's easy. But, like, punter long, put the best ever to do it in the Hall of Fame, 100%.
We got Andre Johnson going in there. Houston Texans.
Hell yeah.
Indianapolis Colts.
I wonder, is that the Texans' first Hall of Famer?
It might
Not
be.
Oilers, but Texans?
It might be. He's from 2003 to 2014.
Yeah,
is when he was with Houston. So, I mean, he might actually be. Steve McMichael, which I'm so glad he made this. He has incredible health battles that he's going through that has been very well documented. Yeah, he's dealing with all sorts of stuff. They actually thought he was going to pass before he actually found out he was making it. And he did not. He found out he was making the Hall of Fame. Julius Peppers. Shout out to Julius Peppers. We mentioned him the other day. Wish Jake was here. Patrick Willis.
P. Willie's making the Hall of Fame. Forgot about that.
Just an 8-year NFL career, but
You
it
got
was
a
good
Jim
enough
Brown
to get
in
in
him.
there.
Yeah. Terrell Davis.
And that's your Hall of Fame class.
That's a hell of a class. Makes you feel old, though. All right. So I have to go do a health insurance checkup thing upstairs. So Tay and Alondra are going to take you through Ask the Bench. So we love you, and we'll see you tomorrow for a brand new OTB. I will, but stick around for Ask the Bench with these two young whippersnappers coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Now watch me whip. Now watch me snapper. CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. Any plumbing problems, go to the place that's been solving them for 50 years, y'all. That's right, 50 years. How do you last over half a century and grow over time to have a massive fleet that can serve an entire city's plumbing needs? How do you do that? That's right. By having consistently satisfied customers every single step along the way, before, during, and after. So you call up 925-8552. You get a licensed, bonded, insured employee out to your home. They send you information about who's coming into your home ahead of time. You get the flat rate pricing structure, so you're not hit with any surprise or hidden fees at the end of it. And then an excellent warranty once the work is done. Again, peace of mind before, during, and after. Any problems, pick up the phone and call Central Plumbing 925-8552.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jahri and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome into the last segment of Off the Bench. Alondra and Tay-Tay holding it down because Jake had to go pick up his kid, and then T-Bob's doing something upstairs. I don't know. He's still here, though.
Imagine T-Bob doing something in the building more important than the live show that he gets paid to do, but apparently something came up.
It is what it is, though. All right, ask the bench, T-Bob or Jake. That's like asking who your favorite parent is.
Jake, easy.
Yeah. I don't know.
Jake doesn't pick on me. Easily, Jake, without question. This is the easiest question I will be asked all week.
Ask the bench, favorite side to have with steak. I would say some potatoes.
Yeah, but garlic mashed potatoes in particular.
Yeah.
Garlic mashed potatoes are
but
where
any
it's at.
sort of potato. Ask the bench, how many interceptions will T-Bob throw against Aaron today? What was it, 8 last time?
I'm going 5.
I'll go under.
T-Bob,
yeah, I'll hit him with the under with like 4.
He's got Miami. He's got Cam Ward. My guy rolls out the pocket, hits the short routes. He's going to throw them because he's not going to throw any in the first quarter. Then he's going to get a little cocky. That's what our guy T-Bob does. But I'm going 4 or 5.
Ask the bench, why is T-Bob unprofessional? I wouldn't say he's unprofessional. He just doesn't care. Like T-Bob, not that he doesn't care. He just like has a very chill, carefree attitude. So it's not that he's unprofessional.
Why is he unprofessional? So look, some people are just unprofessional. I mean, that's where T-Bob falls. Not a big deal. We got to pick up the slack for him, but we'll be good.
All right, ask the bench. You have to survive 3 months of living with a group of tribal people. Which location on Earth would you choose? What? That's too much thinking for
Not
me
one
right
of those
now.
small remote islands because I wouldn't be able to get away from anybody. Somewhere big, but not a lot of people live.
Have you seen Deadpool versus Wolverine yet? No.
It's excellent. I saw it on Friday. First day it came out. It was one of those movies because, like, I'm not a huge Marvel fan. I know you like Marvel quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
T-Bob likes Marvel. My wife likes Marvel. But it was one of those movies where so many twists and turns came. Not like plot twists, but just this character showed up. This character showed up. this guy came out of nowhere. That it kept me entertained the entire time. And I love the first two Deadpools. This one might actually be the best one of the three.
Okay. Ask the bench, Alondra, when are you going to take T-Bob down in NCAA? That might be like the one time that he wins is when he plays me, because I haven't played NCAA in a really, really long time.
This one's hard, too.
Like a long time.
This one is very, very hard.
Yeah. I've not picked up the sticks on that for a minute. Let's see. Since like I was in middle school, maybe.
Here's one. Ask the bench, Taylor, favorite flavor of NOS? The original, the OG. The mango, really good. Problem is, you can't find the damn mango anywhere. I've seen it like twice in the last 3 months. Always pick up one when I get it. But you got cherry, you got grape, you got the original orange, you got mango and green apple. I like the green apple. They pick on me for getting the green apple, so I'll go with the original.
Let's see. Ask the bench, whose job is harder, Taylor's or Alondra's? I don't know, like I've done both. Like I've done video and Taylor has too, but like I just find it a little harder to run the video board than the audio board, but a lot goes into both.
I would say during the show, probably me.
Yeah.
But pre-show, getting the audio and everything together, probably her.
Yeah.
So if that makes sense.
And also like doing the imaging and all that stuff.
Yeah. So like show prep, her during show, probably me.
Yeah. But to be fair, like to be fair, whenever I was doing video, it was always for AFR, and like AFR has it's like a more difficult show to produce than off the benches.
I gotta tell you though, I find this one the most difficult just because I'm constantly having to switch cameras because there's two hosts.
That's fair.
Like for Matt, it's a little bit easier. His show has more elements, but the two host aspect's a little difficult.
Did Jake go to Piccadilly and no? Did I ever have a Walkman? No, but I had like a portable CD player that I would take with me everywhere. My backpack had that thing where you could put the CD player and then take your headphones out the backpack, and I would walk to the bus stop with my little CD player.
I had a green one, sister had a pink one. I know exactly where you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay, that's going to do it for Off the Bench today. We'll be back tomorrow with T-Bob and Jake actually in studio. So thank you. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to AgTemp of Baton Rouge, agtempbr.com for all your AC, heating, and electrical needs. Look, guys, at AgTemp, they say service to the highest degree, okay? And they mean it. It's why with thousands of reviews, they still have a 4.9 on Google Review rating. It's why when my wife used them, she was blown away. Like, she didn't even know we do commercials for him because she doesn't like my radio show. And she was like, wow, that was the best customer service we've ever had. So look, you'll get that as well. But look, maybe you also want to look at a whole home generator, storm season, protect you, your family, your home. They come out to your house, give you an estimate, let you know exactly how the entire process will work. So again, anything AC, heating, electrical, you want to go to the best. And that's AccuTemp of Baton Rouge. Explore the Star Club membership while you're in there. Okay, year-round maintenance where they take care of you. AccuTempBR.com.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, party plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.